We have a topic to go into today, and it has to do with the recent Fabio Foreign situation. If you already know about that, with his girl pretty much exposing him, I'm gonna get into that. But y'all already know what to do. Like the video, comment to the channel, subscribe, and if you watching, bro, engage with your boy. Yo, like don't just be watching and ninja watching this shit. Engage. Yeah, we're family here. Yeah. But before we get into the topic, let's go ahead and introduce our lovely guest. I believe if there's a limit to anything, it should not even be touched at all. You feel me? So like,
That makes sense.
you could be open to her, but then at some point, too much will be too much. You will not know, but you'll figure out once she's with another nigga. You know.
Sure.
But
Well, I have thoughts about that too.
oh yeah. But you also mentioned that you know, partnership. That's a lot. I always say that's a very new way and new age of thinking because in a relationship, it's not a partnership. It's not 50-50. It's not we're building. None of all that shit is just all that shit is.
Stop the cap.
It doesn't work. You know?
Do you think that every partnership is 50-50 all the time?
No.
So, if your relationship isn't 50-50, can it still be a partnership?
No, because y'all aren't necessarily working together. You feel me? Yeah, women want a leader, a head. If we're partner, we're not partner. If I'm a head, if I'm leading the way and you're following behind me, we're not a partnership. You feel me? Like partnership is, I put in my work, you put in your work, and it should, help the whole cause. But the reality is, once women make money, once women like for the workforce, for example, if a guy's working and his woman's working, and she gets a promotion, she's way more likely to leave the husband. But vice versa, if the guy gets a promotion, he's not gonna leave her. It's not a partnership because
Sure.
once a guy's lacking, the woman's gonna leave. But once the woman's lacking, the guy's not gonna leave. It's not a partnership. We're different.
Well, I think if that's what you're looking for in a relationship, having someone who's, above you and the head of your household, then that makes sense. It's like, why, as a woman, would you choose to stay with someone who's not above you? And I don't think that that's what everybody wants. And I also think that, like, you can have a partnership where things are, in a way, 50-50, but that does not mean that every single second of every single day you're doing 50% and your girlfriend is doing 50%. I think it's about sometimes you have to step up and do more work when somebody needs you, but that also means you have to be willing to support your partner when they need you. And you can't have a partnership if you're not willing to step up when they need you to, and if you're not willing to step up.
That's interesting. So, do you believe? Let's say, for example, we were together, right? And I was the breadwinner, and you was making a little bit of money, right? I lose my job. Now you got to take care of me. How long would that last?
I think it depends on how much money you're talking about, and like if it's out of your control, like that's not something I'm gonna judge.
So
Like,
you're gonna sit there and take care of me?
not forever. Like if your goal is like, oh, I lost my job, I'm gonna give up and not do anything. If you're with somebody and your value is we're both gonna be working, we're both gonna be making money, we're gonna have like a dual income, and especially if you can't support that other person off one person's income, there's an incentive to not stay in that relationship, not because you lost your job and you're not making money, but because you're not showing the initiative or the motivation to support your family. And I think that goes both ways. Like if I was making money and I lost my job and I was making more money, or I was making like exactly enough money that if we were both working, it works out, and I lose my job and I'm like, all right, I lost my job, I guess I'll just sit around all day and do nothing. I wouldn't expect someone to stay with me if I was doing that.
Um, you may not expect it, but the reality is, a guy's gonna stay. It's not gonna change anything. It's not gonna change the momentum of the relationship or his feelings for you. I tell guys, once you lose, I had my last actually like 3 guests ago. She was actually telling a story how she moved to Chicago. She was with her boyfriend who ended up losing his job, so she was pretty much taking care of him, and that didn't last long. You know, she even said it herself, like she was a nice girl, she was a really sweet girl, so she wasn't outright saying like, oh, I left him because of his job. It was because he cheated, but
Okay, so I feel like the job thing is kind of taking the back seat there since he cheated on her.
I always say, man, cheating. Cheating is only the excuse for leaving because it's more understandable. But and it's plus it's more politically correct. Oh, he cheated on me. I left him. But the reality is, I was taking care of him. He wasn't being a man. He wasn't taking initiative. It's a bunch of things that they're not leaving.
Yeah.
Bunch of reasons why they're not leaving. That's why girls who are with a guy who is cheating, usually the guy is taking care of the house, the kids, taking care of everything, and the girl is like, oh yeah, he cheated, you know. But she already knew that was happening type shit. It was going on for years. She'll say, oh yeah, you know, he cheated. I just let it happen. But then like the main buffer, oh, I broke up with him because he kept cheating. I think that's just the excuse that they use because it sounds good. But it's because you wasn't being a man. Because I think if you was with a man that's valued high enough, you would allow it.
I personally would not.
Probably not you personally, but most women.
I think that is not fair to say. I think it depends on what you're looking for, and if you have like a relationship where you're in it because there's a man taking care of you or because you have things that you wouldn't have if you weren't with him and he cheats on you, well then you can look at, okay, but I don't care about my relationship in terms of like the love I have between me and this person. I care about it because of things I get from it. So if the love isn't really there, it's not as big of a deal at the end of the day.
Wait, but love from who?
Love between you and the person you're in a relationship with.
But like, thing is, like, the man loves you even if he does step out.
If he loves you and you have an agreement not to cheat, and he cheats on you, then that's a breach.
Well, hey, I advise
of your
guys to just tell the truth because you're 20. You know, you still have some years for a bunch of guys to keep lying to you. The reality is, if he had the option to, he probably would, depending on what type of guy you like. So let me ask you this question. Can you build your guy?
Can I what?
Build your guy. Like, how tall would he be?
Taller than me, probably.
And you're like...
Same height or taller.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like 5'11", 6 feet.
Sure.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah, so about, 5'8" and up. Financial? How, can it be like $40K a year? Manager position type job?
I think if he can take care of himself and pay his bills, then that's kind of where it needs to be at.
So you're okay with like a guy who's working at Starbucks for the rest of his life?
The rest of his life?
I mean, for average guy, average income, like 40K a year, 50K a year.
I think for me, what's more important is someone who's driven and motivated to like get as far as they can get. Like, there are people, I know a lot of people who do like, like finance and banking and accounting, and you're going to make more money doing that. Like, obviously, right. That's just a career where you make more money.
That's not like the average.
I know a lot of people also who are in art. They're not going to make a lot of money doing that, but they're very passionate about it. Right. And if you can take care of yourself and maybe not make like $100,000 a year or something, I have more respect for people who are about what they're about and are motivated to keep climbing and keep getting to like the peak of where they can be rather than like making a lot of money.
I always say whenever, I had a couple ladies in so far, and I always ask that, for a reason. And they say, when it comes to money, it's always an ambiguous answer. It's never like a number. It's always like, if he could take care of me in itself, or if he's ambitious. And do you know what ambitious and driven and all that stuff means?
Yes.
He's not going to be having average income. Driven means he's going to be making about 80, 90, up 100K a year.
I think you can be driven, and it depends on what industry.
Sure, you could be a driven manager, who love to clock in and stuff. But the thing is, reality is, are you talking about driven as in, like he's ready for work every day, driven, or driven as in he wants more for himself, driven? Because women say that, and then they try to conflate the two.
I think being ready for work every day and showing up to your 9 to 5 is one thing, and that's more of like commitment and dedication.
Okay.
That's not the same thing as
As
being like, I want to get
ambitious.
promoted, I want to make more money, I want to learn as much as I can, I want to make this, that, whatever impact in my field. That's what I'm more interested in, and I do think that people who have the right level of commitment and are always driven are more likely to get to a higher place in their career. And if you want to work at Starbucks, that's perfectly fine. If you're like a barista making $17 an hour for the rest of your life, that doesn't really, to me, show a level of being driven, because people who stay in the same place for their whole life are usually not people who actually want more for themselves. And you can be happy doing the same thing, but it's like, I feel like being at an entry-level position forever is, to me, not being driven.
Listen, guys, and that's why I advise. Listen.
And I saw you were about to hit that cap button because you
Oh,
thought I
yeah.
was going to say something stupid.
No. I thought you would actually. Well, because you were going on the lines of saying like, because like it was getting close to saying like, if you were working at Starbucks, I wouldn't care. I thought you were gonna say I wouldn't care long term type shit, because man, like, bro, women speak in two different languages. Womenese and English, or depending on where you at, right? Womenese.
All right.
And the thing is, y'all say ambitious. I want to get guys who's ambitious. I don't care about tall height. I don't care about height. But if you look at all the guys who dated 6 feet and up, I don't care about money. Look at all the guys who dated. If they're either they're making money, or if it was a bum, you didn't take them serious type shit. Like, women disguise what they really want to sound more politically correct. So you can say, like, I want a guy who's driven. Driven comes with ambition, and ambition comes with the money. At the end of the road, always comes with money.
Sure.
And let me ask you: you say you want a guy who's tall, or fair, 5'8" ish, ambitious. You ugly, handsome, ugly. You okay for how you look?
I feel like ideally he's handsome. I'm not going to say like, oh, I'll take any guy as long as he's nice,
Okay.
I'm allowed to have like a visual preference.
Yeah, you can have any preference you
and
want.
There's a difference between like physical characteristics and personality. And someone who like doesn't care about what they're doing, doesn't care about where they're going, doesn't have ambition and drive and like motivation to like know what they want, know that they need to do the work to get it, and have like 1 or 2 brain cells in their head to decide like, how am I going to get all the shit that I want to get done. I'm personally not interested in someone who like does not know what they're about. Okay. And that's because that's the standard I hold myself to.
Right. Okay. And that's fair. Like, you can have your preference. I have no problem with it. When you think about your preference, I want to say your guy actually is the same guy that the girl I was mentioning with the boyfriend had. It's literally similar. All right, look, good looks actually. Same amount of money, making much money as me. I'm a hustler type stuff, and looks, all that shit. It's pretty much the same. 5'8", and I told her the same thing. You want this guy, right? She also wants this guy. Y'all got to compete for this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, you think that he's not gonna fuck her if he gets you, if she wants him to?
Like, if we're dating?
Sure.
Absolutely not.
Well,
because there are
if he believed that you would not know, say that you like he knew you was at home that day. He's at the work office. Drea's there. Sure. I'm gonna say that because that's who she was. Okay. And she's like, hey, how you doing? Touching up on him and shit. You honestly think that he's not gonna fold?
I mean, I personally would hope not. I'm not saying I have complete control over every single thing my man does all the time. I would hope that if I'm in a relationship with someone, they have like some integrity. And why would you want to be with me if you're gonna like be down for any other girl that comes your way? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily be down for any girl that comes his way. It's opportunity with opportunity not to get caught. Yeah. It goes hand in hand.
Sure.
And I always say, if the guy has the option to, he's most likely going to exercise it.
I feel like you're painting this picture of men where they're like, if I see a girl that I like, I'm gonna go for it no
most
matter
most
what.
guys can't do it. The thing is,
Most guys can't do it because they don't have like the money and the looks and the status to do it. I would say, I mean, I would agree with you that like the higher up a guy gets, the more attractive a man is,
the more hard it's gonna be to keep him to yourself.
or the less likely he's gonna be to feel like you're his only option.
Right.
And in a relationship where you're like truly in love with someone and you have like a connection and a bond in a real relationship, that wouldn't happen. And if it does, it's like, okay, I'm out of here.
I mean, well, that's why I say a lot of people get it wrong. Because, you know, a love, you can, like I said, men and women are different. Men can still love, admire, like, literally respect you, love you and everything, the whole full yard, while exercising his options. That's the thing about it. Like, you're looking at it from your point of view because you wouldn't step out. You feel me? But the thing is, it's unfortunately a male's nature.
I wouldn't step out if I had like an agreement in place that I was in a monogamous relationship. And I feel like it shows a lot of weakness to be willing to make a promise to somebody that you're going to be in a relationship where it's just you two, but then still be willing to go get other options.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is most guys will want to. Like, I talk to guys.
Well, you can want to do anything you want. But if you do it, that's a different thing.
Right, but that's where it comes down to. If guys want to do something, and not only are they suppressing that urge to do it, but women are suppressing their urges when it comes to dating. Is that fair?
No. Do you think every single woman who's in a relationship with a guy who could get like another woman if he wants to isn't suppressing that urge?
What, to step out?
Yeah.
They don't have that urge.
They don't?
I'll argue that they don't have that urge. When women find a man that they truly love, admire, respect, they would never step out. All men are invisible to them.
I would argue, I think that's true. Like, if you're in love with someone and you want them, that goes both ways. I think it's harder for men to find somebody who they feel that way about, which is why a lot of men get into relationships with women who they're like, okay, you check all my boxes, but I'm still inclined to go find something else. Well, and I know plenty of women who have a lot of options and at one point or another have taken them while in a relationship with someone they love.
Yeah.
She belongs to the streets.
Yeah.
So when you play that, if you have like a friend, a guy who's doing that.
Does he belong to the streets?
Does he? I'm asking you.
He unfortunately is creating the streets. He is putting them into the streets.
Well, what if you're like, no, because I know plenty of like hot guys. I know plenty of guys who like model. I know plenty of guys who play sports, and I feel like that's not talked about enough.
You want to know why also? Why you probably don't hear that?
No, I'm not done.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Because I know plenty of guys who have like tons and tons and tons of women who are interested in them. Just like I know girls who have guys that are interested in them. Mm-hmm. I think if you're a guy and girls are like fucking with you because you're attractive and you're like absolutely ran through about it, you're not creating any streets because girls are taking advantage of you the same way. It's about going after someone because they're attractive and you don't have an emotional connection.
Well, that's the thing, because like you're looking at it from like the female's point of view, though. Because if a guy's ran through, unfortunately, as much as you want to say he's for the streets and he's ran through, that unfortunately makes him more attractive.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You say that, but have you really dated like that? Do you date?
I dated a guy who was like a college football player.
Oh, interesting. How old are you again?
I'm 20. He's 23.
Wait, you said you was 20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this was a few months ago.
Oh.
It didn't work out because he didn't really want a relationship. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to head out. Every single guy I know who plays college sports is like...
Oh, wait.
The easiest person in the world.
He was playing college sports?
Yeah.
Not surprised. See, look, and I always tell guys, females are hypergamous. You know, as much as you want to say, like, you don't care about what he does, all this stuff.
I wasn't with him because he played Football.
You say that, but the thing is, he was a college football player, and that's
was.
what most girls in college are going for, the athletes or people who got clout.
Sure.
And is it interesting that you dated one of those guys?
He wasn't a football player while we were dating. He worked in...
So he was trying out for the team or something? Like,
No, he had graduated. He worked
High
in,
school.
like, accounting. No.
so he had a pretty good job, too. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. And as a person who had a pretty good job and, like, has a good head on my shoulders, I liked him because of his personality. He was attractive and he had a good job, too. And I think it's fair to say those are factors that make a man more attractive. Just like if a woman is attractive and she has a good job, that makes her more attractive too.
Nope.
You have a sound to play. Tell me about that.
Bruh.
You hate a girl who's hot and has a good job. Say it out loud.
Let me ask you a question.
No, answer my question.
Go ahead. What you say?
A girl who's hot, yes or no?
Yeah.
A girl who has a good job.
Nope.
You
Continue.
hate that.
No, I don't hate it.
So why are you playing
It doesn't
the
get my dick
sounds?
hard. Let me ask you this question.
You don't
I
care
were-
if a girl is like successful and accomplished and knows what she's doing in her career.
Nope.
No.
Let me ask you a question.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me ask you this question. Now, say we was going on a date, right? And I was just telling you, girl, I got hella Balenciagas in my closet. I got true religion jeans. I got a bunch of fucking necklaces. I'm balling. How would you feel?
I'd be like, cool. Congratulations.
That's how I feel when you talk about your career, your success. I'm like, cool. Cool for you. Congratulations.
So do you think a woman should be attracted to you because you have a good job?
Women are attracted to guys with good jobs. Women
Like
are
any good
hypergamous.
job? A good job meaning you make a lot of money and you have like
Well,
a higher up
if-
position.
Well, I always say women aren't necessarily attracted to the money, attracted to the traits that takes to make the money, right?
So like ambition, drive, having like a dominant
A-type personality, yeah.
being on top of your shit.
Exactly.
Those things are not attractive for you in a woman.
Those are, yeah,
Is that what
right,
you're saying?
Right.
Why?
Well, I just gave you that example because why did you say you want to know why you say like cool? Why you really didn't give a fuck? It's because that's feminine. Caring about my parents, that's that feminine shit.
Oops, sorry.
You're fine. That's that, that's more
I
feminine
got-
stuff. And when guys don't like men, you feel me?
Sure.
Having a job, oh yeah, baby, I just got back from work, fucking 9 hours in, woo. That's, you talk about your job all the time. That's pretty masculine. Men don't like men. Just like how I sit here, hey, baby, I got hella fucking Jimmy Choos in my closet, da-da-da. You be
So
like,
are
what
you
the fuck? I
trying
don't
to
give a
say
fuck.
that like women don't work all day and don't want to talk about it?
Oh, no. Y'all want to talk about it, which is like the epitome of the disconnect.
That we want to talk about what's going on in our
Have you ever
lives.
heard the funny saying, like, when your wife gets back from work, she won't fucking stop talking about it and shit? It's a
No.
joke.
I haven't
Well-
heard that. I
It's
don't
known
have a wife,
in the black
though.
community because a lot of, you say what?
I don't have a wife though, so I don't really get like.
True.
I hate
Well,
my wife
a lot of people
more.
understand it because the thing is, we don't care about your job. We don't benefit from it. We get
You don't
nothing from it.
benefit from it because in your mind, like if you're dating a woman, you're making more money than her.
Well, the reality is, my money is my money, or our money. Your money is your money. So that's why I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You feel me? That's why, like, why would I'm gonna give you a little tip. If a guy's like, oh, you model? Oh, you want to do some accounting too? Oh, that's cool, man. It's getting me hard. You should instantly be like, oh hell no, that's a big red flag. Because guys know since they were kids, you're gonna have to provide for your woman, regardless of anything. You're gonna have to be the breadwinner, and when the divorce happens, you're gonna have to lose most of your money.
I don't
Guys
think
know
that's-
that.
I think that is like an old way of thinking though. There's a reason why people get prenups. You split it 50-50.
Oh, sure, yeah, you get prenups, but you can still get fucked like Dr. Dre.
Absolutely.
So like,
Because if you're making a lot more money than someone and you agree to give them your money and then you get divorced, you're going to have to do that, you know?
oh yeah, I mean, and that's why I tell guys, don't get married until you're like 35, older.
Well, I think you could also tell guys, know what you have
Oh,
and know that you're an
I
asset.
have a whole episode of vetting your girl.
And just like with women, if you're chasing someone who has a lot more than you, and you know that without them, you can't, pay your bills, have the lifestyle you want to have, you're going to lose everything. Why are you chasing that relationship? Especially since you seem to think it's so fragile that, like, if a guy wants to, he's going to go out and cheat, and then your girl's either
And I
stuck
listen. I say a lot of
or
guys,
leaving.
a lot of guys want to, they don't do it. A lot of guys are unhappy in their relationships because they can't do it. A lot of guys, you probably don't know this because a lot of I like go back to the empathy conversation that we had before the podcast. Women don't give a fuck about your problems, what you go through. They wait at the finish line and fuck the winner. That's the reality.
I think that is a sign of a weak. I feel like every single
Baby,
thing
can
you're
you get a
saying.
paper towel, please? Paper towel. Go ahead.
Sorry,
No, you're
I didn't
fine.
mean to spill stuff on your couch.
You're totally fine. At least it was clear and it wasn't no colored shit.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like you're talking, and maybe this is how a lot of relationships are. I'm not saying that it's not, but it's like you're talking about weak relationships where you have like a lack of
I agree.
trust. You can't share anything. You have people who are not in it for the person that they're with. Like, you can say all day, like, even if, like, you didn't have anything and you don't have this and you don't have that, I would stay with you. But, like, in reality, different people want different things out of relationships.
Of course. And that's why I go tell guys golf the and girls always get mad. Why you generalizing? Golf generalization. Well, we look at the numbers, women initiate most of the divorce. Women initiate most of the breakups. One of the reasons why women initiate divorce, money. The second reason why they probably won't even mention it because it's not politically correct, I believe it's sex. Because a lot of women aren't sexually satisfied with the man that they're with.
Yeah. And I think a lot of men are not sexually satisfying their wives. And I also think
but I believe that goes with like experience because a lot of women these days are more experienced than before. You feel me? And I always say once you hit a certain peak when it comes to sex, like if you get a dude who has a 7-inch dick, you not go back to 3-inch dicks type shit. You feel me? Like.
And why would you trade down?
Exactly, but that's the thing. If you only had that 3-inch dick, that is the best dick to you, that you know, and that's why experience kills a cow.
So
I believe that's the
when
saying.
you're saying like there are men who are creating the streets and they're like hooking up with any girl who is doing it for them.
A very small percentage of men, but yes.
A very small percentage of men. Well, even guys who aren't in relationships and aren't cheating on someone. Like
Still
if guys
a very small percentage.
have a lot
You'd
of
be surprised.
experience, but they're still not doing it when they're in a relationship.
That's when you get it wrong. Guys on the balance of opportunities don't have a lot of experience. So they don't. 1 in 3 men are virgins. So guys aren't getting sex as much as you probably think. You probably think they do because how many guys do you hit that hit you up a day, for example, for approximately?
Literally like maybe 1 or 2.
Really?
I talk to people that I know.
Well, you're 20.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
it
don't
interesting?
know a lot of guys.
Do you know a 20-year-old man is not going to get any attention?
Do I know 20-year-old men that aren't getting attention?
No, I'm saying that the 20-year-old counterpart of you is not getting the attention.
I think that's probably. I think it's a lot easier.
And I think you're kind of lowering your numbers because you're trying to be generous and shit. You got Instagram?
Yeah, and I could show you right now how many like unread DMs I have. They're all from my friends. I don't think I'm the general woman. I don't think I'm like representative of everyone out there who's my age. So I'm not gonna act like
Exactly, you're not.
I'm getting a ton of people like trying to talk to me all the time. And I also don't make myself available to people to talk to me all the time. But I think that I know plenty of women who are not getting reached out to by men. I know plenty of men who are not getting reached out to by women.
Oh, really? I had a couple of girls in here already who's, I want to be honest, probably less attracted to you. Phone's blown up.
Yeah, and I personally don't go out a lot. I don't reach out to a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people. I don't make myself available for people to reach out to me, so they don't.
I be getting the unicorns on my podcast because, like,
Do you think I have time? I go to school. I study.
No,
I
I'm like I said. I
volunteer.
mean, I'm
busy.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I get the unicorns on my podcast because, like, I get the rare girls who apparently don't be out here and shit. But like, you have a lot of female friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on them? Do you think they're opposite of you or they're the same like you? Do you think they're all like they don't get a lot of DMs? He don't talk to a lot of guys. Guys don't hit him up like that.
I know. I think I have kind of a range. I happen to have like a very interesting mix of friends, but I have a very close friend who's like, she's absolutely gorgeous. She's really cool, like a very sweet girl, and she gets DMs all the time. Like she has tons of DM requests from people. Guys hit her up all the time. She doesn't really care because it's like, when you're so used to people trying to hit you up all the time, you kind of like block it out and you're willing to be more choosy. I also know girls who like don't get reached out to by anyone. Like people are just not that interested in talking to them.
And let me ask you this question. People don't really know them. Are they all virgins?
No. Oh, you have a sound to play. Okay.
Listen.
I
wanna
feel like you're trying to paint this picture that like
I just want to
having
bring reality
sex
to the viewers.
is something that
No. I'm just
like,
bringing the reality.
devalues you.
No. See,
Well, no, because you're
I
asking
don't
me
want this
like, do you have friends that are like getting hit up all the time? Do you have friends that like?
no, because I just want the.
Because what you're trying to say is that it's easier for women to have sex than it is for men.
Anything
and there's
else?
your little sound.
Yeah. That's a fact. You don't think so?
I think that it's a lot more common for women to be reached out to by men than it is the other way around. I think that's absolutely true.
Of course.
And I think that we live in a culture where men are expected to make that first step, and women are expected to not reach out to men sexually. Just like women are less likely to be like, hey, like, do you want to fuck?
Right.
That's just
They
not
rarely
something
don't
that happens.
at all. Actually, go ahead.
And I agree with you on that.
But like you said that, but do you truthfully think that women don't have as much sex as men?
I think it depends. Like, if you're asking me about the people that I know in my life, I know plenty of men who have sex. I know women who have sex. I know women who don't have any sex.
Let me ask you this: does the men outnumber the women, or the women outnumber the men that's actively having sex?
To be completely honest with you, I pretty much only hang out with women. So, by nature of the question, the women outnumber the men. I don't think you won there. That's just my experience.
Listen, I don't want to go back and forth.
Okay.
You know, all I'm saying is, the whole purpose of the podcast is just to bring the men to give men the awareness of the dating market, the real situation that's going on right now, so that they don't go around thinking, oh, you know, all females are just sugar, spice, and everything nice. Because niggas ain't shit and females ain't shit. Yeah. You feel me? And that's just the reality of it. You feel me?
And
more niggas ain't shit though. But go ahead.
I'm willing to agree with you. Like I'll say like it's easier for women to find someone to like hook up with them, to date them, than it is for men. And I think that women are more selective when it comes to their partners because they're taught to be, and because they're used to having more people interested in them than men are.
They have to be. Because you guys get pregnant, and you guys are out of the game for 9 months, so y'all want the best guy. That's why y'all are selective. I always say, females are pergaments. You guys date up, and y'all will not have a kid by a nigga if he ain't shit. I mean, well, y'all, a lot of girls do. Don't get me wrong. But I believe they regret that shit. Because they thought the man was shit at a certain point. That's how I think that goes.
I think, yeah, like as a woman, you have to invest in someone who's going to serve you in terms of like being stable and being able to, if you want to have a kid, raise a kid with you. For men, it's easier to be like, whoops, I got to go pregnant. I'm going to like step out. Usually as a woman, like if you have a kid with someone, that's kind of your problem now. Like you have to raise that kid, and it's a lot more likely for a woman to be a single mom than it is for a man to be a single dad.
I always say, man, but when it comes to that, to women being a single mom, I say it's their fault. Just like how, like, I told you, women initiate the breakups and the divorces. 9 times out of 10, she initiated that breakup as well.
Okay, I don't agree with you.
Really?
Yeah, because I think a lot of men are, like, in it until they realize they have to raise a kid. And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna head out. Or, like, you know, You
I
can't really
think-
cut and run as easy when you have a
I
baby in
believe-
you.
I believe a lot of guys, they realize like, damn, I got her pregnant, and they don't want to be around her. And a lot of times, you can't be around the kids unless you're around her type shit. So the guy just like, fuck, I'm not gonna be around you though. You know,
So like, it's the woman then who's not willing to be like co-parenting.
oh no, I mean, it's, guy of course take some accountability in a way. But when it comes to them, the kid coming into in the picture, that's a woman's fault. You know, guys unfortunately held accountable when it comes to like child support and stuff. But if she becomes a single mom, that's her fault.
It's her fault because
She picked a guy.
She picked a guy who would not be a good father.
Yeah, and she brought the kid into labor, into term.
So you're saying like if you get pregnant with someone who you don't think would be a good dad, you shouldn't have that kid.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm not going to agree with that,
'Cause
but
you're-
I do see where you're coming. Like, I think in certain situations, there are women who do not make smart choices about the men that they hang around with. And I think it comes back to, like, having a relationship with somebody for the wrong reasons and only being interested in, like, what someone can give you.
Oh, I mean, I agree with that, but and that's why I say, there's not a lot of marriageable women, and not only is there not a lot of marriageable women,
Marriable women.
I need to figure out how to pronounce that word. Yeah, not only is there not a lot of marriageable women, but there's not a lot of fathers in a home to teach guys. One, teach guys how to be a man, and women not be a hoe. That's why fathers are in a home.
That is an insane thing to say.
It keeps their son out of jail and their daughter off of stripper poles.
Okay. So there's like, if you're a man in a household who doesn't have good role models, you can't raise a family. If you're a woman in a household who doesn't have good role models, you're like a whore, basically.
You're not.
that-
Yeah, you're a
that's-
whore.
that's like what
I'm not
you
just
just
necessarily
said.
putting him in a box. No, what I'm saying is when a father isn't in the family, it is a higher chance of the daughter being a hoe and the son being a degenerate.
Okay.
And it's in the numbers. Like you could, Obama said it himself. The thing is, single parent households breeds degeneracy.
I think that when you don't have good role models around you, and for a lot of people, it's like they don't have that parental figure, whether it's like a dad or a mom. And I do think that like more often the dad in a household is like more of the disciplinary figure, and they're the person who's like keeping things in line, like traditionally speaking.
Of course.
I think that absolutely if you are missing like that vital role model that like raises you and teaches you what kind of values you should have in life and what kind of values you should bring to a relationship, then like you're more likely to not be able to have a good relationship yourself.
I'm glad that it actually episode took this turn because I actually got questions just for this. So let's say you found your dream guy, and he said, "All right, sweetheart, no more Instagram." What are you doing?
I'm going to ask why.
And he says, "Because our family and our livelihood is more important
Than
than
like,
social
an
media."
Instagram post. Because I've had a guy tell me, like, I don't want you to use Instagram. Like, it's, like, there's no reason why you should be, like, posting the stuff you do and whatever. And we're not together anymore because I think that's silly.
I mean,
I think it's, like, I really want to know why.
Why?
Because if you're in a stable relationship and you're able to, like, take care of your family and stay on top of your stuff and be there when you need to be, and you want to, like, post on Instagram and share your life with people,
No.
what's the issue there?
Well, the issue is Instagram has become I want to say the biggest dating app.
Okay.
You can have did you see the situation where that guy made fun of Drake? Next thing you know, he DM'd his girl.
No.
Well, that happened.
I don't really stay up to, like, drama.
Yeah, I see. You seem like a pretty out the you see out the way type girl.
I will say I am on Instagram a lot. Like, I'd like to post. I love to look at posts.
Bruh.
I love to look at art and stuff. Do I care about, like, social media drama? Do I need to know what Drake is doing every second of the day? Absolutely not. I think it depends on how you're using it.
Of course. Well, okay. Well, you can, of course, but at the same time, the girl, she was using it for a family page,
Sure.
And next thing you know, Drake is in the messages, and she didn't take the opportunity. Fortunately,
The opportunity.
I mean, that's how a lot of girls would look at it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
because it's like it's.
I
Drake.
say like, I'm gonna continue. Yeah, the opportunity, and she may not take an opportunity. You may not take the opportunity, but I tell you, 98 girls would have.
Yeah.
Out of the 100%, 98 would have. That's a scary world we live in these days. Social media killed the dating scene.
So you have like this situation where you're saying if a man could like find an attractive woman to cheat on his partner with, he'll do it. But at the same time, a man is allowed to control his partner's ability to do the same
Oh
thing.
no.
if he's
He
gonna
don't.
do that.
He's not controlling his
Well,
partner to
because
do
if
anything.
you're saying like,
He could
I
put
don't
his-
want you on Instagram because what if somebody reaches out to you and then you decide to cheat on them with me?
What I
is
advise
that?
guys is to say, hey, sweetheart, I don't like Instagram. I don't like you being on Instagram. If she stays on it, you kick it to the curb. If she doesn't, there you go.
I think if that is something that you're willing to like end a relationship over, and that's like truly important to a guy, then don't be with somebody who isn't going to share your values. But not every single guy cares if their girl is on Instagram. And I think honestly, it's like if you're secure in your relationship.
I always say,
then you
sorry to
shouldn't
cut you
worry.
off, but I always say, men know what men want. As much as women try to say, you got to be secure with yourself. Let me stay on Instagram. Be secure. Niggas are lying their fucking ass off. Niggas don't like that shit. Niggas don't like that girl on Instagram with their ass out in bikinis. Niggas don't like that. What respectable man would like that?
I think that, no, I get what you're saying. It's like if you're dating someone and you're like, this is my person and I should be able to like have things that are for me and things that the rest of the world can see, and there's like certain boundaries you want to set there, that's a conversation to have. And if your girl doesn't want to do it, it's like,
That's fine. You kick it to the
don't
curb.
stay in
Don't
that
force
relationship.
It,
And not even kick her to the curb. It's like, if I'm a girl and I'm like, I'm going to post it, like, the people who are looking at this are going to see my Instagram.
Mhm.
I have pictures on there where I'm wearing, like, swimsuits and stuff.
Uh-oh. You already know what to do. It's finna hit your inbox doing. Instantly.
Was that, like, a remix of the Pornhub sound?
That was actual sound.
Oh.
that was actual
That
sound.
sounded, like, way more bass.
I'm
But
surprised you
here's
know
the
the sound, but
thing.
go ahead.
It's like, if I'm in a relationship with someone and they don't like that, or if I'm thinking about getting into a relationship with someone and they're like, I don't like that, I'm like, well, this is what I'm doing. And just because this is what I'm doing, I think there's like a disconnect between the kind of like image you have that you push out to the world and who you actually are as a person. Because who I am as a person is very different than like the 15 pictures you're going to
If you
see
guys
on
on
my
Instagram, of course.
And just because I
yeah.
have a picture on my Instagram and it's like, you
Yeah.
can see my butt, you can see like my body,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that every single guy in my DMs is like, has a shot with me.
Of course. They may not have the shot with you, but they have the... Look, I always say, man, like, it was this funny video. They was talking about how, your girl probably get hit up like 4 times a day. And they do the math throughout the year. That's like 4,000 niggas and some shit, right? Some funny-ass number. And it was like, you want to tell me that she's denying or not talking to all those niggas. All 4,000. You're going to just swipe right past them. Not looking at it at all.
I think it comes down to the relationship you're in. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, man or woman.
But that's the thing. A lot of people are in relationships that they don't want to be in. A lot of women are divorcing their man, leaving the relationships. They don't want to be in them. And the guys are just as unhappy. They're dealing with a annoying woman a lot of times, dealing with a woman. And the thing is, guys will literally be with a girl who's annoying, rude,
Sure.
and stay with her. You know why? All saying it's cheaper to keep her.
I just don't, like, I personally don't get that. I think, like, the way that you're talking is kind of giving off the impression of, like, this is how you should be talking to women. This is what you should be expecting from them. This is how you should be, like, setting certain boundaries.
I mean,
and
I
vice
say
versa.
you should, if you're gonna deal with a woman seriously, she should give you your all.
And
Just like
should
how
a
you
man
plan
do
on
that
giving.
too?
I'm sorry.
And you think a man should do that too?
I mean, that's the point. That's the thing. The guy always gives it. A girl would not even give him the time of day unless he's been working towards it and he gives her his all. Women are smart. Women aren't stupid.
Yeah. And when you say your all, to bring it back to the topic of
he's going to sit there paying the rent. He's going to sit there buying all the drinks, every freaking food we get. He's doing it all.
Okay.
He's giving his best, his all. He's going to get the house under our head, take care of the kids, take care of the bills, take care of the rent, take care of the food.
I would not want that personally. And here, because when the second, no, you're looking over there.
I'll just try this.
The second you have somebody who's paying your bills, financially in charge of you, responsible for every single aspect of your household, you lose the agency to make your own decisions and be your own person. So, like, absolutely, if I'm in a relationship with a man and he's paying for everything and he's, like, flying me all over the world and buying all my stuff and taking me out to dinner and paying my rent and all that shit, that kind of opens the door for them to be able to make decisions about your social media presence and the way you spend your time and the way you present yourself. So, like, if you as a woman want to have agency and want to be able to make your own decisions, do not let somebody be responsible for everything. And because I think that there are people who are, like, just have their eyes on the money, just have their eyes on the status. And why, if you want to be your own person, give somebody else the power over every single aspect of your life and still expect for you to be able to do whatever you want. I think it's very rare that there are relationships like that.
And that's why the relationships back in the days worked. They understood once you get in a relationship, once you get kids, it's not about you. It's not about doing whatever you want to do. It's not about me doing whatever I want to do. It's about the kids. And it's about the relationship. It's relationship, marriage, that's all duty. A lot of women like these days, they watch a lot of TV, a lot of movies. Oh my God, it's going to be fairy tale. We're going to be taking a trip to Rome every year. That's not how it fucking works.
No, it's
marriage
like
is duty.
Every single day you're putting in work, and if you don't want to put in the work, then don't do it.
But that's the thing. A lot of guys are in unhappy relationships. A lot of guys are with the girl that they don't even want to be with, but they have to be with her because a lot of guys, unfortunately. Like, guys don't tell the truth. Guys lie all the time.
So, like, why?
Why are they lying?
As a guy, I'm talking to one. Why? Why be in a relationship with someone you don't want to be in a relationship with?
Well, a lot of guys are unfortunately in a relationship that they want to be in because, one, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons. One good reason why people in a lot of relationships, the guy doesn't get sex a lot, so the only avenue that she would allow him to have sex with her is to date her. And they're like, fuck it. Okay. And then the guys probably think, like, okay, I'm going to date, fuck her, and I'm going to try to get out of this situation. But then 5 years in, 6 years in, 10 years, they got a kid now, and it's like, I'm just dealing with her and shit.
And I think that is, like,
it's
sad. A weak mindset.
It's sad. I agree. That's why guys should do what they want to do, say how they really feel, be real with women. Because a lot of men are literally suppressing themselves to make sure women are happy.
Yeah. And I feel like the second you start,
I think that's stupid.
I think once you start saying what you're about, you really filter down the amount of people who you can work with.
But that's the thing. A lot of guys don't know that. A lot of guys will slowly be sitting here with a rude ass female, thinking, "Oh, this is the best that I can get," or ugly female thinking this is the best that I can get. Because a lot of guys don't know their value. That's why a lot of guys sit there in relationships, not exercising their options, not doing anything, just saying, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, you want to do all these things? Okay, I'll give you all my money here." I'm unhappy. Go to work, come back miserable, moping around. That's a lot of men. A lot of men. Mm-hmm. But if you say what you want to do as a man, they're going to be called insecure. You can say, "I don't want my girl going to the club no more, even though I've been allowing it." Oh, you must not love her. You must be insecure. No. I always say the insecure shit, women have been whipping that word around for the longest. Being insecure is when you sit there and be like, "Okay, sweetheart, go to the bar, go to the club, do whatever you want, go fucking get on OnlyFans, do whatever you want. I'm not going to say anything." That's insecure because they're scared of losing you.
I think there's two different kinds. I think, like, if you have, like, if your value is, like, I'm in a relationship, I don't want my partner going to the club, I don't want my partner going out without me, that you're allowed to feel that way. And if you choose to stay in a relationship with someone who's like, I'm going to do this, then there is insecurity there. And there's also insecurity in not having trust that your partner can go out and do something and not cheat on you immediately, because that's like really what the issue is here.
Yeah.
Be with somebody who's going to like do the things that you two want to do together, let you have your time, and actually do things that like you both care about and like share interests with. If you want to go to the club and you want to hang out with your girls and like party and stuff, and you're,
He should just let you go.
if he is okay, like, don't be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want you to do the things that you want to do. And it's like, if like as a girl, going out and going to clubs is more important to me than the way that my boyfriend feels, I don't want to be in that relationship either. Because it's like, why am I having more fun going out and partying than I am?
So would
hanging
you
out
say
with
that you
my
care?
partner?
Okay, so when it comes to like decision making, would you want the guy? Would you want the guy to pretty much put his boundaries on you or not?
His boundaries.
Like
may-
saying like, I don't want you going to the club and stuff. Like guy telling you how he really feels about things. Would you want him to be honest about you about it with you or not?
Absolutely. Because why wouldn't you be?
Okay, so does his caring overweigh what you want to do?
I think it depends on the thing. And it depends on the reason why. Because if you're like,
I mean,
and I'm not just talking about going to like clubs. I'm talking about like anything. Because for me, being insecure is not wanting something because you're scared and not really having a reason for it and just being scared of the possibility of something happening. If you have like, I don't want you to do this, or I would feel more comfortable if you didn't do this, and here's why.
I don't want you going to the club because there's hella niggas there. And I don't want you being with your whole friends.
Okay. So like that, and even in that, it's like, okay, so you think the second I'm going to go to a club, I'm going to like be talking to boys and like
I don't
be
want them
doing
talking
this
to
and
you.
this and that.
I don't
Well,
want you there.
Well, you know, I kind of do have a problem with that, because it's like, why are you so afraid of a man talking to your girlfriend?
Why would I want my girl talking to? Why would I want a nigga talking to my girl?
Because you're afraid that she's going to be interested in them. Is really what I'm...
I just don't want. See, and that's the thing.
Because
you
you're
want to-
saying, oh yeah, sure. If you're saying like,
Yeah.
there are men who are gonna like seek out other women and cheat on them, and cheat on their partners with them because like they always have women around them. If they have like enough going on in their life, they can find an attractive woman. Am I supposed to say, don't go to work because you have a hot secretary and you're
Men and
gonna
women are
like cheat on
different.
me with her?
Men and women are different.
They're different in what way? And that's like in that case, like what are you
Men
saying?
and women are different as
Like,
a whole.
you
We
can-
look at things different. We receive attention different. We
But
see
when it
everything
comes
different.
to like that specific boundary, it's like, if I were to say to you, don't go out to like this bar with your friends
Well,
because
I mean,
know
if you're
there's
with
gonna be
a
women
man,
there.
you're not going to be telling them what to do.
Okay, so like, why is there that difference?
Well,
So do you think that like, if your man says don't go clubbing because there's gonna be guys that are trying to talk to you, that's okay,
yeah,
and she shouldn't?
she can do whatever she want to do. But if she does go, the guy better leave her.
What if it's the other way around?
The guy can go to the club.
He can.
Yes, he can.
What if he's trying to talk to other girls? What if there's girls that are trying to talk to him?
Okay. He's not going to. I always say, man, women and men receive attention differently. Even if the girls do talk to him at the club, they're going to want him to take him out, and they're going to want to talk to him and get to know him. He's still going to have to court them and shit. Do the whole 9 miles. Females are difficult. Women are difficult. Even for the top men, women are difficult.
I think that that's silly, because there's no difference there.
No,
if you're going out
it's the same.
and there's people of the gender that you're attracted to who are trying to like get your time and you're in a relationship, that's the same thing. It's just about how you respond to that situation.
Well, women don't approach. How many times have you approached a guy and tried to hit on them?
Like a couple times.
Okay.
Depends on the guy. I feel like I'm the kind of person who knows what I'm about, and if I want something, I go for it.
Most women don't approach men. Most women
Well,
will.
that's their bad.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, even if you tell, don't go to the club.
You
Why?
can't
He's
sit
not gonna get
there-
approached like that.
You can't sit there and expect people to come up to you and expect the right people who you want to be with to come up to you if If you're a woman, you got to go for it just like a man would. And I feel like I've had guys come up to me before, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to like spend any of my time with
and
you.
the guy with the club, he would not have anybody coming up to him. That's a
And
reality.
I think that's like a fault of the way that women are expected to like sit around and wait for a man to come up
but
to
it
them.
is what it is, and that's why guys are able to go to the club when
But I
the
don't
woman
think
isn't.
that has to be what it is. It's like,
That's just what it is, though. That's the thing. Like, that's just what it is. Like, as much as women can go to the club, fucking, yeah, like running there like this, somebody's still gonna want to fuck.
sure.
Guys, if they go in the club doing that shit, they're gonna call the cops on them. Like, it's different. Men and women are different. We receive attention, situations, resources, everything different. Everything's different. Your view of reality is different from my view of reality. You going to the club, you're probably not gonna be dressed like that. You're probably gonna be wearing a really nice outfit. You're looking real good. You're looking way different from how you look at the home with me all the time. I'm not gonna allow you to go out. No, not my girl. No.
Okay.
You know, and
that again, I think that if that's how your relationship is, then that's how it is.
yeah, I mean, and a lot of guys will want that too. But the thing is, a lot of guys are insecure. That's where the real insecure comes in, because a lot of guys don't want to lose their girl. They're so scared of losing their girl, they allow her to do a bunch of fuck shit. That's why I got a video for us to watch about that. Actually, fortunately,
I personally can't do it with someone who's gonna be not authentic about how they feel and what they want.
well, that's the thing though. A lot of guys are authentic with how they feel and how they move. A lot of guys can't tell you. Now, let me ask you a question. If we were going on a date and I said all this shit I'm saying to you right now, are we kicking it afterwards?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
That's the thing, and that's why a lot of guys aren't going to be honest.
Well, here's the thing. It's like,
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
When you withhold the way that you feel to get a girl to like spend time with you, you're being, again, insecure. And I think that also it's like, you're not going to say all of that stuff when you go on a date with a girl, because women want to have agency and they want like a good solid reason that's like respectful of the fact that they're their own person as well. So when you say stuff like, I should be allowed to say where you're going to go, I should be allowed to say if you can or can't do this, not even like allowed, but like the second you start having an opinion on what I do, where I go, how I spend my time, and you're not willing to have the same energy when the girl has those feelings about where you go and how you spend your time, because you're also making that assumption that like women and men are inherently different, and a woman who goes out to a club is going to get treated differently by a man, which I'm not saying isn't true, but you're acting like the response will be so different that you can't trust a woman who wants to go out and do these things.
It's not
but
that
a
you
man
can't-
should have that trust.
You can just trust a woman to be a woman. Don't even try to sit there, oh, trust my woman, she's different. That's a stupid mentality. You should only trust your woman to be a woman. Women are hypergamous.
And what does that mean?
Women are hypergamous.
What does that mean?
They date up.
They date
They
up.
up. So if the girl likes the club, for example, if you're dating a girl and she likes to go to the club, most likely she's gonna be fucking with the niggas at the section. She's not gonna be fucking with the guys at the general admission floor. She's gonna be going only at the sections type shit. They date up.
I feel like we know different kinds of girls. If I'm being
Well, I mean,
honest.
you are
I don't
20.
even think
You are
we're-
20. You
Well,
are
like-
young. But the thing
Sure.
is, like,
Absolutely.
just give it a just. You're not out. You like you said, you don't be out here like that. You don't put yourself out there like that.
Absolutely not.
But
I think that there are women who know their worth, and I think that there are also women who think that they deserve more than their worth. Just like I think that there are men like that.
okay, I'm gonna show you.
But
why.
I do think it's easier for women to like get things that are above like where they're operating because of more superficial things.
I'm gonna show you why you.
I want to see this video.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you why you genuinely do not just take it off as okay. I'm gonna just trust her. She loves me. All this other dumb shit. You should just put your boundaries up and hope she respects it. I'm gonna show you exactly why.
All right. I'm going to tell you why I don't agree with that.
Right here. Oh wait, sorry, wrong thing. That's my clip.
Something you never told your ex.
I've cheated on every one of my exes.
Oh, wait, all of them? How many?
all, and my husband included.
Something you never told your ex.
She belongs to the streets.
You're okay.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you think she's more attractive than you?
I honestly don't have any thoughts.
The thing is,
Does it matter?
The
You
point
showed
is-
me a video of one girl saying that she cheats on people. That seems like it's her problem, not like womanhood as a whole is
oh
suffering.
really? So what you're
Show
telling
me
me?
like 100 videos of girls saying the exact same thing,
So
and then we can have a conversation.
yeah, it is right. I gotta show you 100 videos for you to understand why
And show
people
me
go to the
videos
streets.
of men being asked that same question too, because you just showed me one thing. Like you're about to make a big point. Like
Okay,
every
so
single
you think
person.
that? Let me ask you a question. Do you think most women respect their men?
I don't honestly.
Okay. You want to see another video? She don't believe me, guys. I got
She
videos.
was flirting with me, and then her husband walked up and started tripping.
Oh, it looks like another girl that's
She belongs to the streets.
she's talking to a dude, not her husband right there. I mean, how many more videos you want me to show you, sweetheart? Like,
You showed me two.
okay, two. She doesn't
I'm
believe me.
not saying show me more. What I'm saying is you showed me two
I can show you
videos.
a million. I can, look,
Do it.
You know, and I
I
always
want a
say
million
females
right now.
females don't understand like empathy. Females don't understand
No,
males'
and I want to
pain
talk about that too.
unless it's like a family relative or their son.
I feel like there's a reason for that.
Yeah, of course. Women don't give a fuck about men or
I
respect
don't think
men.
that that's true.
Well, that's it.
I think that a lot of women and I think that this is like very much informed by what you're saying. Like you're saying women are inherently different than men. Women like feel differently. Women know that men view them as other and different, and that they don't look at the way that they experience life and their emotions the same way. So like, and I like personally speaking, I know a lot of women who have been hurt by men in relationships and have had their trust betrayed and like their time wasted and just
I'm
been
sure because
hurt.
the guy had to lie to them.
And I know men too who have been hurt by women in the exact same ways that women that I know have been hurt by men.
They're stupid. They didn't know their worth and they didn't vet.
I think that a lot of women, especially like now at this point, are like, they think that men don't care about them, so they are starting to not care about men in the same way that men have always acted like they don't care about women and their time and their bodies and their opinions.
Nope.
That's where you have it incorrect. Men always men don't change. Men only move with the times. And the times is, you don't really have to court, do the gentleman stuff that you used to with women because they're no longer traditional.
No. Why
You
do you
feel me?
have to court someone? I feel like courting, the idea that you as a man have to like take a girl out and do all this work and pay for everything is an idea that comes from a time when men had everything and women had like the option to say, I'm going to marry you or no. It's archaic, and that's why women don't care as much about it.
Wait, so you're saying that you think that women... Say that again, that last part?
I'm saying, why like get into this thing where you're waiting for a man to like take you out and like treat you a certain way and jump through all these hoops to
Right.
have you when like I think that a relationship from start to finish should be a partnership. If you're not putting in the effort, then
Go ahead.
you
Nope.
don't deserve to be in that relationship. And I think that a woman has just as much responsibility to be like showing you that she's engaged, showing you that she's interested, going the extra mile to have you
And, I mean-
as a man does, because that's what you do when you want one person and you care about them.
Well, women want one person. That's the thing. Women want one.
And men don't.
No. Women like quality. Men like quantity. You seen Music Video before?
I have,
Not you have?
yeah,
Yeah. How many women are in there?
several.
How come it's not just one woman for the rapper? Just one bad woman for the rapper? Why they got 5, 8 different women that look equally bad, but they look different?
Because there's a culture around like having as much as possible if you're a man.
No, it's because men like variety.
I think that That's probably true. I think
Like-
women like variety too, though.
No,
No.
no.
A girl doesn't want like 10 of the
a
hottest
girl-
guys she's ever seen. A girl wants like one guy, and she's like,
They
okay,
want
I'm
the
done.
best guy.
Okay.
If they had the option to choose, they would want the best guy. If you ask most girls that they will rewind a thing and just end up with the best guy or go through all the guys that they fucked over again, they probably would go with the best guy.
Who wouldn't?
That's
a man.
the thing. Yeah.
Because a guy just wants
'cause men
whatever
and women
he
are
can
different.
get.
Men and women are different.
So you're saying a woman...
Women know that their body count, unfortunately, ties into their value. As much as y'all these days
I
trying
don't
to
think
change
that's what you're saying. I think you're saying a woman wants the best that she can get and the
Yes.
best that she has access to.
Yes.
And a guy will just have as
Multiple.
much as he can have.
Yes.
Which to me is kind of like saying girls want somebody who like has it going on
They do.
and is like the best that they can get.
They
and
do.
a guy will just settle for like having something.
Hey, girl. Hey, you've been spinning so fast because unfortunately, they do.
That's like sad to me. Like, why would you want that?
You know what's funny? When we bring up what women like, it's not sad. It's not, oh, that's insecure. Da, da, da. But when we talk about what men like, it's always like, damn, that's sad. Y'all want a bunch of women? That's sad.
It's not
That's
sad in
reality.
the sense that men are sad. It's like, why not have the like best personality person who you find the most attractive? Like, why not check all the boxes
You can
with
check
the
all the
best person you
boxes.
can get
You can check all the boxes.
rather than settle for
but
like
you want to know uncomfortable truth?
what?
You're not going to sexually satisfy your man by yourself.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
You don't have to, but are you a man?
No. So maybe I can't speak to that. Oh, you have a sound to play?
Yeah, I mean, why do you think? I mean, like, let's be real. Beyonce is a beautiful woman,
Okay.
very successful. Like how you say, apparently men care about, right? Success.
And you're going to say that her husband still cheated on her. I think men are intimidated by women who have a lot of status. Because guess how many people love Beyonce?
Not a lot.
Millions,
Nope.
billions even. And guess how
Nope.
many people still care about how relevant Jay-Z is?
Everybody.
Fewer.
Wait. Okay.
Because
wait.
she's-
Wait. No. Wait. I'm sorry. Stop the show. Do you know that Jay-Z has way more options than Beyonce?
Options in terms of people
Dating.
he could be with.
That she wants to be with, not just talk to them. That she wants to be with.
Yeah, because the higher up a woman gets
The higher
in
her
her career
standards
and her
goes, too.
status, the higher her standards are. Men
Yeah.
will settle
How many-
for someone who's attractive.
There you go.
And they don't care as much about someone who's actually accomplished in their
There you
career.
go. Isn't that interesting? So who has the leverage in that relationship?
Beyonce, because she's still
How?
the
If
best.
she has fewer options than Jay-Z, he can
Because
leave
you're
her.
acting like
He can leave her anytime he wants to and
leverage.
replace her. How do you replace Jay-Z?
you just go somewhere else.
How many billionaires are there?
Hundreds. Actually, hundreds. Not every single
it
one
on
of
to the
them is
streets.
Jay-Z.
Stop the cap.
Like
Not only are there hundreds of billionaires,
Probably like 50.
but a majority, an overwhelming majority of them are men. And guess how many people would want a chance with Beyonce if they had
See,
it?
guys, and this is a clear example of women be living in fairy tale land. How many of those billionaires
I'm
is
not
going to want...
talking about how many of those billionaires want the average woman. I'm talking about
No,
how many
Beyonce.
billionaires
We're
want
talking about
Beyonce.
We talking about Beyonce.
She's a billionaire
no,
too.
Yeah. We're talking about Beyonce. Listen up. Listen to this.
And you're still trying
to
to
this,
say
listen
that
to this.
Jay-Z has... He could probably have
Jay-Z has a
literally
leverage.
any woman.
He can exactly like you just said. He can have any
That's
woman.
not leverage, though.
Listen, okay, answer this. If he can have any woman that he wants, Jay and Beyonce can't have any man that she wants. Who really has the leverage?
She can't or she can?
She can't.
Why?
Because she doesn't initiate the relationships. The man does.
You don't think Beyonce would initiate a relationship?
What man is gonna sit there? Oh, I'm a billionaire. Yeah, you want to no guys? Women don't initiate relationships. Men do.
I don't think that's true.
Who gets on their knees and proposes?
Traditionally, the man does.
You think
Do you
Beyonce?
think that, like,
Do you think
every single
Beyonce's?
man-
Do you think Beyonce is getting on her knees and proposing? Let's be real.
Do you think she could if she wanted to?
She's not going to.
But do you think she could if she wanted to?
She's not going to. She can't.
That's not the question.
She can't.
She can't.
Because the guy ain't going to accept
She
it.
wants.
The guy that she's going to want is probably going to be a billionaire, if we're going to be fair.
Sure.
Right? What billionaire is going to sit there going for, how old is she? 30, 40 years old with kids?
And how old is Jay-Z? Older. Also with
Bruh.
kids.
Men and women are not the same.
That's
why,
fine.
why do you think you see a man, multiple baby mamas?
If you had a chance with Beyonce right now, would you take it?
To fuck her, yes.
So what's the like? I feel like any
Oh,
woman.
wait. I think I see the miscommunication. Let me teach you something, sweetheart, because you probably don't know this. You are 20 years old, right?
All right.
When men deal with you, they put you in two different categories.
Sure.
Sex category,
And marriage
relationship category, right?
Of course.
Relationship category is where I'm actually going to take you serious. Sex category, I'm only going to have sex with you.
So Jay-Z could have sex with anyone he wants.
He is in control of the relationships. Women are controlling sex, men control the relationships.
Sure.
He can cuff
I don't
marry
agree with you.
a fucking 20-year-old straight from Starbucks who got a fat ass, big titties, don't have to be a singer,
That
bad
doesn't
as fuck.
sound like it's relationship oriented to me.
Huh?
Every single thing that you just said has more to do with the sexual part of the relationship.
The point is, he can replace
he
her.
could marry her, sure, but it sounds like you're saying
He can replace her.
someone who's hot.
Yeah, you can.
In
The thing is, you can replace
the underscore
Beyonce's-
there is
okay, let's get
you
straight.
could have like better sex with someone hotter.
Let me ask you this
could
question. Let me ask you
get
this
someone
question.
hotter to
Are
be in a
there
relationship.
Are
with
there
you.
more hot women or successful men?
I feel like it's, I don't know. There's a lot of women. There's probably more hot women than successful men.
And if there's more women that Jay-Z can pick for versus men that Beyonce can pick from, who has the leverage? Who can leave the relationship and be fine the next day?
Either of them.
No.
Literally
Jay-Z can
either
replace
of
her.
them.
She cannot replace Jay-Z.
Why does she need to replace Jay-Z?
I mean, she could be single and sit there getting dick for the rest of her life, but that's not what women want. Women want
Are you sure that that's what every single woman wants?
Women want a husband and children.
I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean, that's where they get their fulfillment from. You can say I don't think that's the case, but that's a study. You don't want to know the most
It's a
unhappy
study.
demographic in America?
Are you about to say single women?
Do you want to add some more components to it?
Well, I asked you a question.
Yes. Single
Okay.
women, 6 figures,
Okay,
single,
great.
successful, 30, 40 years old. That's about Beyonce's age. If losing that man will make her a demographic of unhappy, how does that put her in a better position than Jay-Z?
Well, there's a difference between saying the highest demographic of unsatisfied women is women.
No,
in her
unsatisfied,
situation.
unsatisfied people.
People.
The most
sure.
unsatisfied
Just
demographic in
because
America.
Beyonce gets divorced and is a single woman and a billionaire doesn't mean she's automatically joining that category of unhappy people.
Well, unfortunately, she aren't going to have the things, necessary components that made her happy to begin with.
And I think that
Family
there's
and children.
probably a lot of contributing factors to that where it's like, if you're a woman who's making a lot of money and who's very high up in her career, who probably has to devote like most of your time to that because that's what you do when you're that high up and you're making that much money. Most men are not going to want to be with a woman who has that much going on because they think that they should be the ones who have that much going on and
It's
they should
not
have
that-
a woman like on standby.
It's not that. I know what you're trying to think. Like, oh, he's just controlling her type of thing. He just wants her out the way. No. He
No, because you're saying you want a woman to be
you can replace Beyonce
below
because
you
he's not looking.
when
He's
you
not
say
looking
that
for
you, as a man, want to be the head of the house.
No. It's not that I want a woman below me. It's unfortunate that women are the ones who date up.
below you.
No.
'cause they
Women
date
are the
up.
ones who date up.
So you think? I don't think you can say that women date up without acknowledging the fact that men date beneath them.
They don't. They do. I am acknowledging that. That's the thing.
And-
Men naturally, when men get in a relationship, especially in marriage, they settle all the time. Because what benefit does men get from marriage?
A partner, someone to be with for the rest of your life, love, the things that someone should get from a marriage, instead of just like forcing a woman to be with you for the rest of her life and have your kids.
No. That's gonna happen. You're gonna get in marriage.
Sure.
She's gonna be unhappy. Oh, you're not making bills. Oh, you're not doing this. All right, I'm about to suck the neighbor's dick and divorce you. I'm gonna let you catch me cheating. I'm gonna divorce you. Take the kids and take the money. What benefit is that?
There isn't one.
Exactly. Like,
I
sure,
think you have
spend
like
time
a
with her.
very pessimistic view of like what relationships are.
Ain't that to do with feet? What do you mean by that?
Pessimistic?
Yeah.
Like you don't have any hope. It's like your view is like women date above, men date below, so that they can have somebody to like have their household,
didn't
and
say that.
women will leave the second that a man isn't like fulfilling all these things for them.
100%.
And if a man gets out of a relationship, he's going to lose everything that he has. I don't think that
He can.
I would
he
hope
can lose everything that he has.
that
All I'm
most
doing is bringing
relationships are
awareness
like
to
that.
the people. Like, I want them to know.
Yeah, but
this
you're
can
saying
happen,
you're
so-
not saying that though.
No, I'm
you're
saying- I'm
this
saying-
is how it is, but you're not
Yes.
saying and here's what you can do to have a more fulfilling and
I
better
have.
relationship.
I literally said.
No,
I
you're
told-
saying
I told guys,
you should break
be more
up with
honest.
a girl
Be more
if she
honest.
doesn't do
Yes.
what you say.
Yes.
And you
Not-
should
no, not
say
do what you
exactly
say.
what you want her to do. No, because when you say like I'm setting boundaries, and if your girl goes to the club and you tell her that you don't like it because guys are going to try to talk to her, you should leave her. That's what you're saying. Break up with her if she doesn't do what you say.
To save the guy from being 5 years later in a relationship, his girl still going to the club, and find out he over here, 5 years later, he got a kid and shit, and then 2 years after that, they figured out that the kid wasn't even his. Yes. I want to save men from doing these stupid-ass things that keep them in the same situation,
Well,
because
you're-
these females will tell you, oh, you're immature, you're this, that, and the third, if you don't let me be a hoe. That's what a lot of situations is. I just want to protect you from yourself.
I don't necessarily agree with that. being honest with you. I think you're kind of talking like every guy like isn't shit, and he's not gonna like be
I'm
true
saying-
to
I'm not
himself.
saying every guy
And
isn't
every woman is gonna like do the next best thing the second she gets a chance. You're not talking about like real strong relationships that are built on a foundation of like
Those
shared values and
those
trust.
real
and
strong
mutual
relationships
love.
that has those shared things are unicorn relationships that probably account for like 2 to 5% of the marriages
Because
that's out right now.
people are being told
the majority of the marriages out
The
right now
stupid
are
advice. That
divorced.
is not
No.
good.
A lot of guys unfortunately don't know this shit. That's why they keep getting divorced. That's why they keep getting left. That's why they keep not getting respected, because they don't know this shit. I can show you multiple videos, girls at the club. Oh yeah, let me kiss you. Suck you think that. Hoes.
You could show me multiple videos
And
of
yeah.
men doing the exact same thing.
Okay, but the thing is, it's not the same thing though. It's
I
not the
think
same thing.
In my mind, if you're out there trying to cheat on your significant other, it's the same thing. And I don't care what the like motivation is behind it.
I tell guys to be
I
honest.
see it as I'm trying to cheat and I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. And men do that and women do that. And in a good, solid,
Women do that.
strong relationship,
I think-
you don't do that. And there are not a lot of relationships where that is the case. You're not offering solutions. You're just saying women are going to be hoes and men are different, and women do this because they want attention and men do that because they're like
All I'm
insecure.
all
You're
I'm
just
saying
talking
is
shit.
the
I feel
lady's
like.
gonna be the lady. I didn't say women are hoes. I said
You
a
said
woman-
that multiple times.
No, I said you have to protect her from herself.
You said if
I
a
said,
woman
see, it's
is
these days
raised
women wanna
with a
advocate-
single parent, she's more likely to be a hoe.
Wait.
You
say
said
that
that
again?
verbatim.
Wait, say that again.
You said if a woman is raised without a father in the household, she's more likely
She
to be
more
a
likely
hoe.
to become a hoe. Yeah. Become a
So-
stripper, whore, prostitute. Yeah, I mean, you can look at the numbers.
And you're also saying women, if a woman wants to go to the club and her boyfriend is like, no, I don't want you to do that, it's because she wants to go and like
Not
talk
because she
to
wants to go be a
guys
hoe.
and like do all these
I'm not
things.
saying that she wants to go and be a hoe. It's just that she doesn't respect a man enough to listen to him, for one. That's why he should leave her. And two, he's trying to protect you from yourself. And if you're not listening, he's responsible for you. And you go up missing or anything happens, he's responsible for you. So they're going to look at him and be like, what the fuck happened to your girl? Oh, you just let her go to the club by herself? Da-da-da. The thing is, women don't understand responsibility and accountability.
I don't agree with you. And maybe
don't
that's
agree with a lot
because
that I
I'm
say.
responsible for myself and accountable for myself, and I know how to like have my wits about me. If you're a woman who can't handle yourself, you have no business going
But that's the
out,
thing, though.
and you have no business being in a relationship, because there is no man who is 100% responsible for every single move that you make, And there's no man who's always going to be there when you're in trouble. And there's no man who can keep you out of trouble 100% of the time. That's about you being responsible and being able to take care of yourself and be there for yourself. And that's how I feel. Maybe most people don't feel that way, but I'm never going to be in a partnership with somebody who is going to be taking care of me 100% of the time, and I can't fix my own problems.
And guys, lesson. This is why guys don't open up. You know, I told you from the beginning, she should be vulnerable with your girl.
And I think a guy should be able to open up.
The thing is, women can't handle the truth.
I don't think that's true. I think the truth
Oh my
that
God.
men...
You know what's funny? I told you multiple truths about men.
Sure.
Men are only faithful as their options.
Maybe.
Men don't like you going to the club. Men don't like you having Instagram showing your ass out. Men don't like you talking to all these niggas, having male friends. They don't like this shit. But they won't tell you because you're going to trip out on them like that.
That's the problem.
Are you insecure? Where's this coming from? Like,
no, because
like
the problem is not men can't be vulnerable. The problem is
women can't handle the truth.
Men can't say,
what's on their mind?
I want you to be like just something that I get to see or just something that I get to experience. And I do think that there's like, to a certain extent, a level of maybe not insecurity, but a level of like being, you know, afraid that if your woman has like a certain amount of exposure to the world, that you're gonna lose her. Which doesn't mean like you're like a bad guy and you're insecure because you don't want your girl like going out without you and you don't want her like posting pictures. Because I get that. It's like if I had a boyfriend, I probably wouldn't want him like posting like pictures where he looks like very sexy and hot because it's like
same.
You do that so people can see you and you do that
but the
for
reality
validation.
is he's probably gonna get a couple of males commenting like, y'all see you, bro, you been hitting the gym, good shit, bro. And a couple of dudes hard and commenting. You, on the other hand, you show a little bit of butt cheek. You don't even have to show a butt cheek at all. You're going to get hella guys commenting, hella guys liking it.
And that's about men, not about me. That's about how they're going to act at me.
Okay. It's still the attention. Yeah, like you're doing it for attention.
Maybe you want some attention. You're allowed to do that. Not sexual attention, like I'm gonna cheat on my boyfriend.
I mean, but you're not getting like fucking scholars hitting you up like, oh, this is really interesting. No, you're getting a bunch of niggas that's like, damn, shorty.
There are a whole bunch of people who want that kind of attention, not other kinds of attention. I don't care. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying that in a perfect relationship you do whatever you want and you post whatever you want and you do whatever you want. I'm saying vulnerability in terms of like your personal issues and like looking to your partner for support is different from like being a little like cagey.
Let me ask you this. So, from what you're saying, would you want a more traditional man or a modern man?
Modern. I don't know if like this whole conversation has like given you an idea of what I'm like.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been piecing together, and I'm like, I'm really hoping you don't say modern. So you want more of a modern man, who's like more in touch with his emotions.
Define a modern man to me.
Modern man, a guy who's not gonna sit there, open the door for you, give you roses.
Well, I don't think that like
he's gonna be more emotional.
The common
50-50.
courtesy of opening a door.
He's not gonna be necessarily dominant, controlling, or.
I do not want someone who's controlling.
I didn't mean to say controlling. I mean dominant, as in he's in control of the relationship.
Yeah, if I'm in a relationship, again, I want it to be more of a partnership than a dynamic when someone's in control of me. Okay. I think that like a traditional relationship.
New way of thinking. That's a new way of thinking. But the thing is, I always say, that's just social. That's that new social shit. Social norms don't adhere to reality.
Sure.
The reality is women want a dominant, strong man who's going to be like, all right, baby, this is what we're doing. You good? Okay, cool. That. They know what to eat because you probably don't know what you want to eat. Like, women want a man. They don't want no soft-ass nigga.
Hold on. I don't know what I want to eat.
You probably don't know what you want to eat.
Like when I go out to a restaurant, I'm like, oh,
or like when you want to eat, you're like, I don't know what I want to eat. Shit like that. Like, you want...
I think that's, like, literally stupid. I don't go out to restaurants if I don't know what I want.
You seem to be the most manliest female I had on the pod so far.
I don't think it makes me. I think you're characterizing women, and you keep saying females, but I'm gonna say women as people who don't know what they want, need somebody to tell them how to act, and need to be like reined in, or else they're gonna do something. While men can be people who do whatever they want because they're the people who are like calling all the shots in a relationship.
Well, they take the backbone for all the bad stuff in it. So yes, it's just they take its responsibility for the bad stuff in the relationship. So they definitely should take control of what's going on. Yes.
Well,
100%.
what if you're in a relationship?
If my girl goes out and be a hoe, they're not gonna say, "Oh, Piper's a hoe." They're gonna say, "Oh, Tyshawn girl's a hoe," or "Tyshawn girl was at the club."
Because you're like taking away the fact that your girlfriend is a person.
No, it's not. I'm taking it away. It's what shows. I always say social norms don't adhere to reality.
That's perfectly fine. But that's you playing into the fact that the way that other people look at your relationship without knowing every single thing that goes on in it is going to dictate the way that people see you.
It doesn't matter about what's really going on. If
they
see what they see, it is what it is. And the thing is, I'm going to be looked at as bad regardless. She could be looked at as fine. Nobody really give a fuck about her. They're going to look at me like, yo, what the fuck? Your girl out here wilding and shit? What the fuck? What's going on? Why your girl out here cheating and throwing shots back all on the bar tables and shit? They're going to say, your girl. They're not going to say, oh, she did this. They're going to say, your girl's doing this shit.
In the circles that I run in, if I'm out there and I'm in a relationship doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, like cheating on my boyfriend or like talking to guys at a bar, people are going to look at me as someone who's doing something wrong. Nobody's going to look at my partner and say, oh, this guy's girlfriend is like acting out of line and all this shit.
They are.
Because
they're going to say they're not going to respect him. Next time they see him, they're going to be like, oh, that was your girl? Everybody going to start laughing around him like, no, it's nothing,
because
bro.
You have this idea that like men are there to keep their girls like in line in some way. When, like in my mind,
I always
if
say
you're in a relationship, you better be doing your fucking part.
Acting is a clear example of how you are as a man. If your girl's out here wilding, disrespectful, a hoe, rude, it's because you don't have her in check. You got some girl who don't even respect you.
Yeah, I don't personally feel like that's a reflection on you. That's a reflection on the girl.
You can think that but unfortunately it is. That's just the reality.
I'm telling you how I feel.
And that's why, guys, you don't tell your girl how you feel because the thing is, you don't understand how men feel. Men want to have variety. Men want the girl not to be a hoe. Men want the girls not on Instagram, just showing pictures, all types of stuff, showing their whole body off. Men don't want this stuff. Men don't want this stuff. But men aren't going to be honest with you. And this is a perfect example and a perfect segue onto why you don't open up to your girl your little soft secrets, because you're going to learn from what possibly happened to Fabio Foreign, which I honestly doubt. I'm going to tell you why I doubt what happened, but this is...
I literally don't know who that is.
Fabio Foreign, Big Drip. I fell in love with a little bit, New York.
Sure.
Okay, so this is his baby mama, right? And I guess she's making some claims about him. I guess they got in a relationship, or breakup, whatever.
History. Besides the porn history, this has been happening for like 2 years already. And I have a gay best friend for those who don't know. While we fucking, this is happening for 2 years already. While we fucking, he will fuck up. As in, the first couple times, I just thought like he was just fucking up. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm saying fuck up as in, we talk when we fuck. We talk nasty. So instead of saying like, this my pussy, like he'll say this my dick or give me that dick. Like, it. And at first, I was like, maybe because I'm saying dick, he's probably saying dick after me, confusing it. Like, I'm not thinking nothing of it. Like, I never experienced no shit like that. Like, deal with a DL nigga, like, nothing. And I was just like, maybe he's confusing it. I said, like, nothing big. But he kept doing it. So whoever's pregnant by him right now, go get an abortion right now because y'all gonna suffer. And I'm saying that because right now, I think he got like 2 bitches pregnant right now.
Yeah. I was about to end it right there. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Basically, here's what I'm getting from the video. She's saying that he is doing like a little bit of gay stuff while they're having sex, and and I'm gonna anticipate what you're gonna say here. And that's a problem.
Wait. No, I wasn't gonna say. No. I wasn't gonna say that's a problem. If he's doing that, no.
Okay.
No.
So, like, why'd you show me the video?
If he did tell her this stuff, or if he is doing this stuff,
He's being a little
you don't do that around your girl.
Do what?
You don't be vulnerable. You don't be like, oh, honestly, baby, like I kind of like guys, or anything that's a deep, dark secret, anything that could hurt you. You could be like, oh, I had a gay experience. Anything. You don't tell them shit.
Okay.
You take that shit to the grave, bury it again. Like you don't
But
open
would
up
you
about
tell
none of
to
that
someone
shit.
else?
Tell
Like
it to your friends.
Your homies?
Your homies. I always say you never tell your sad self, your vulnerabilities, all that shit, crying. You don't do that in front of your girl. You do that to your homies. Because your girl will use that shit against you once you leave her.
I think that there is like a specific group of girls
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because it's like, if you're like chill in a relationship where you, and no, because like, honestly, you're talking about girls who don't seem to have like
Who on social media, clearly.
integrity. Girls who, when they get out of a relationship with someone, will immediately go online and like air out all their shit. Not every girl is like that.
Girls who have a following, they all do that.
Well,
And most girls almost do got a following. Or they're trying to create it too nowadays.
okay, well, I'm not going to say that every single girl who has a following on Instagram is going to be like going on there like saying all this stuff. But
Really?
like,
Do you use TikTok?
I do.
Girls,
And people-
girls use that as a diary. all
People
the time.
people overshare on TikTok. Like, I'll agree with
facts.
you on that.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like I like to say TikTok is like a female L diary.
But I don't think that it's only girls who do that on TikTok, because I know
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
the
guys
thing is,
who do
any
that
guy that
too.
do that shit, they get laughed at and made fun of.
I don't think that's true.
If guys try to tell a story like, oh, a girl fucking, I went on a date, I paid for everything, and she didn't even do anything after that. She fucking told me to drive her home, haha. Guys, people were like, nigga, what the fuck? That's your ass get. They would laugh at him. But if a girl, oh, he took me on a date and he love bombed me and he made me think this and third, and like they say these stories all the time.
Well, let's talk about like this specific example.
Let's talk
Because
about
if
this
you were
specific-
on TikTok and you saw a guy making a video and you were like, oh, I was having sex with this girl and she kept like saying stuff like
Calling another nigga's name or
calling
something.
me, calling me like a girl's name or saying like great boobs or whatever. Do you think that
That's
a
not the
guy would
same.
get clowned for that?
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
It's the
Girls,
exact
women could
same
be,
thing.
Women can be lesbian, bisexual. That shit, nobody gives a fuck.
But yeah, that's true. But it's different when you're talking about like we're
Man,
in a relationship
yeah.
and it becomes clear.
Isn't it
like it does in this, that like your partner is cheating on you with someone like who's their same gender.
No. It's not that she was trying to call him out for cheating with the same gender. Is it that, he's been cheating, so she wants to break up with him finally, and that's what she's going to out him out on. That's the type of shit that she's on.
Well, I think that that's her fault then. It's like you have a certain amount of like wiggle room when you're in a relationship with somebody, or no, you have no wiggle room. When you find out someone's cheating on you and you're like, okay, I'm going to let it pass. Oh, he cheated again. I'm going to let it pass. Oh, he cheated again. I'm going to let it pass. Oh, he cheated again. But this time it was with a boy. So now I'm mad and I'm going to tell everyone about it. That's her bad.
You'd be surprised. I mean, but the thing, no, well.
And I'm not going to say that, like,
The thing is,
you're
though.
in the right for that.
But the thing is, though, like, it don't even have to be that type of situation. They'll snitch on you about any small thing, like, oh, this nigga pees on himself in the bed, or oh, this nigga got mama issues, this nigga got daddy issues. If a female will out you out about anything that you're insecure about, that's why you don't open up. You feel me? You don't open up. It's stupid, guys. You need to talk to your friends. If you're sad, down, all that shit, talk to your friends. Your male friends can actually help you with the situation. Your female friends will be like, oh, it's okay, pat your back, and then tell you a bunch of fucking word salad. Not really help you out. But
Well, I think girls are more likely to just like talk about what is going on in their life. Like, and I do think like this kind of thing is something you see more with women, because women are more likely to share what's going on because they're more used to having things happen to them, or just not be sure if like what's going on in their life is like okay. And there's always this sense of like, what should I be doing? How should I be acting? Is the way that this person is treating me okay? So they're going to talk about it. Men don't really do that, in my experience.
They shouldn't, at least not with the girl.
I think that...
I think
in this case, it's like... That is making the case for you should never talk to your girlfriend about, like, anything, like, super
any
personal
sexual
that
fetish?
you don't want to get out.
Yeah. But
And I think if you're with a girl who is, like, of substance and, like... is not gonna,
unfortunately, there's not a lot of girls with a substance these days. Like you could be the anomaly unicorn girl out here. But
and I'm not saying that is like I'm special and I'm like better than every girl or like whatever. But like there's a type of guy too who will like air out your shit after you get out of a relationship.
but
And
like,
you
they always get called out. They always end up getting called out. They're like, yo, you can't openly slut shame women. Like, come on now.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be slut shaming anyone. Slut shaming? I think that should be fine. Like you should be able to be like, oh, this girl's fucked like so many people.
The thing is that guys don't slut shame. Women slut shame. Guys can't afford to slut shame. Guys actually benefit from sluts, so I don't know why guys will slut shame. Probably a girl that he can't smash type shit. Those type of guys that'll slut shame. But guys don't slut shame. Women slut shame. That's the reality of it. But
I feel like we know different kinds of people, if I'm being honest with you.
Bruh.
I think
There's always different types of people. But the general census is what it is.
Well, I think that the kind of slut shaming that guys do is very different in nature than the kind. Because, like, I know girls who are like, oh, like, this girl has, like, hooked up with, like, all these people, and, like, she does this, and, like, she'll hook up with any guy. But then there's guys who are like, this girl will hook up with anyone. Like, that's so exciting. Like, I have a shot with her. Like, oh, she, like, fucked this guy and this guy and this guy, so she's, like, so experienced, and I could, like, do this with her.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, shit, I'm trying to be next up in, that's, what?
Because what you're doing is saying, this girl's hooked up with a lot of people, her value as a person is tied to how many people she has sex with, and so the way that I'm going to look at her is as somebody who I can have sex with because it's so obvious that it's easy to have sex with her.
Well, how is that slut shaming, though? You're not shaming her, you're saying, like, you're pointing at the obvious. Like, oh, I could probably...
Well, are you pointing out the obvious, or are you saying a girl who has sex with a lot of people is, like, easy to go with? Because I don't think
I mean, the thing is, women are very picky when they have sex. They don't just have sex with anybody. So if your body count is really high, depending on the age, and it's like, oh, okay, you definitely are. You have to be having sex with anybody because not even a lot of people are not great. This type of shit, you feel me?
I think you're slut shaming somebody, and like maybe slut shaming isn't the right word to use because it is different.
I think calling next. I want to say calling next. Like, hey, I'm next to the girl. I'm
I
slut
think
shaming.
that's devaluing a woman because you're saying like I only care about the fact that I have a good chance of having sex with her, and if all you care about is having sex with her, then of course you're going to talk about it.
You want to hear uncomfortable truth? Most guys, when they first talk to a girl, that's the first thought that comes to their head. Can I have sex with you?
I think girls feel that way too. You think a girl
Rarely
has never been walking down the street and looked at a guy and been like, yeah, I would fuck that guy, like, right here, right now, if I wanted to.
Yeah, they think it, and then they put in the deepest part in their head and never fucking act on anything.
Again, I think we know different kinds of girls. I think girls,
Well, put me on with your whole friend so they can come up with you stuff. But
it's not girls who would have sex with you. I know a lot of girls who are, like, walking around, oh, that's a cute guy. I could imagine having sex with him.
Yeah, that's how it
Anyway,
goes. Exactly.
I think that men are more likely to be like, that's a woman
That I want to have sex with.
I would have sex with her. It's not like I'm thinking about
With a
how
predator,
attractive you are and what your vibe is like and like all these things. It's like,
That's
could I do it? And like you said, they're thinking about quantity over quality. Men are more likely to look at a woman on the street, and that's why they're more likely, and why they're inclined every time they meet a woman to be like, do I have a shot? Could I have sex with you? Would I have sex with you? With girls, it's more like, huh, that guy's kind of cute. I'd fuck him. Anyway.
Man, that's that's not a lot of girls, and that's not a lot of guys that they're looking at. Like they'll probably see that one guy, the whole 6 months type shit. Like women rarely see guys that they're genuinely attracted to,
Rarely.
or if they do, they don't act on it. So it doesn't even matter.
I think it's true that they probably don't act on it a lot of the time. I think women see men who they're sexually interested in, not necessarily like attracted to, I want to see you again, I want to pursue a relationship. But I do think women see men who they're like, I wonder what it would be like to have sex with this guy, like every day, just like men do. Like you see a pretty girl on the street, you're like, huh. If I see a hot guy on the street, I'm like, I'm not going to do anything about this.
Exactly.
But you act like girls don't have like
y'all have those, sure, y'all may have those thoughts, urges, feelings, but
I'm sure
it goes to nothing because y'all don't act on it. Nothing happens from it. Like
sure.
So like the guy
I'm
can
just
be,
saying
he won't even know that he's a
things
handsome, sexy
happen.
guy that you will want to fuck because y'all not gonna say nothing. So he's probably still thinking he's regular. Guys don't even get complimented like that. I bet you if you go to a guy on the street randomly and you be like, "Oh, you're quite handsome," you're probably gonna make his day because guys don't get compliments
They don't
at all.
get compliments very often, which is why it's like so special to them when they get a woman's attention. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I absolutely agree.
That's fair.
And I think that like
finally you agree with something.
it's a lot harder, and I think we've agreed on a lot of things. But what I'm saying is like when you make generalizations about how every woman feels and how every person should act in a relationship, you're ignoring the fact that
The small
not even the small
percentage
percentage of people who feel differently. The fact that the world is changing and there are more people
But that's
and
what I'm
more
trying to
women
save
who
the
are more
people
empowered.
from the change. The change is what's fucking everything up. Social media, all this change is what's causing these problems.
And I think that if you're looking for a more traditional relationship dynamic, you should be looking
In the church or
for-
Colombia.
You should be going to more traditional places, looking for more conservative people, and not expecting to find like a young woman who's about her shit to put everything in her life on hold.
Well, I
for
think
you.
you should find a young woman. The woman that you find should be young because you can actually teach her things, mold her to actually be your wife. Because
I think that
these
it's like
days-
a scientifically proven fact that women and men mature differently. So a lot of women do seek out older men because your like
hypergamous.
actual brain is not as
Hypergamous.
developed as
because
women.
they're hypergamous. They date up, even
Because
in age.
men who are older than them by a couple
Are more
years,
mature. They're more.
not
they
even.
have more
They're on the
experience.
same level as them, like neurochemically.
No. Oh,
that is
no.
absolutely the truth.
Okay, but
like I'm not just
if
saying
you look at a
that.
40-year-old man and a 20-year-old man, you're gonna know the difference.
There's a
between
difference.
them.
What I'm saying is like an 18-year-old, or not even, like a 20-year-old woman and a man who's like 25, 26 are pretty much identical in terms of how developed their brains are.
Look, you can.
And
You are
I'm
in
not-
neuroscience,
And
so
I'm
that's
not
why.
just saying that to like bullshit around with you and
I'm not-
make an excuse. I'm saying that like in terms of like human development, men's brains mature at a later time than women's do, which is why women tend
up.
to be more comfortable with men who are older than them.
No. Reality is you guys are hypergamous. The thing is y'all date better. Y'all want somebody who's better than you.
You
As
can-
much as bad as it sounds.
You can say that. I just gave you like a scientific fact.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
and you said no.
no.
so-
I'm saying no to the like. It's solely due to the scientific fact.
I'm not saying just because like developmentally there's like a gap between women and men. I
Right.
think that it's fair to say that like women tend to date people.
But that's the
who
thing.
have
But they
more
date
going
up
on.
for a reason.
I
though.
don't think every
like,
woman does that,
It's not just like, oh my God, our maturity level, da da da. No, it's because that guy could teach her more than a 20-year-old next to her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like women,
and women like security and they like somebody.
There we
who
go, and that's the thing. And
has
that
it
comes,
together.
That's gonna come from
older
somebody
men tend
who's
to have
older.
that.
That's
And
gonna come
men
from somebody
don't
who's older.
seem to have that same desire to have somebody who
them
knows
security?
things
Uh,
and has security in life.
because women
That's
don't
kinda
grant
what you're
security.
saying.
Women don't grant security to men. They don't.
Well, if that's the perspective that you have, then I understand
That's
why you
the
would
reality.
want like the youngest, hottest girl
That's
possible.
the reality. Are you gonna sit there and pay the bills
Yeah,
the whole time throughout the whole relationship?
that's my. I'm not. Just like I wouldn't expect a man to do it for me, I'm not going to pay all the bills. again, there's this thing called a partnership, which is why I seek out men who have as much going on for them as I do for me. And that's why it's harder for women who are more accomplished to find partners.
Say that last part you just said again.
I seek out men who have as much going on for them or as much like potential and momentum in life as I do for myself. And you have a sound plan.
Why do you think that is?
Because why would you want to be with somebody, not even who is like not doing anything? If you're like me personally, I would not want to be with someone who's not doing or not putting as much effort in as I am. That doesn't mean I'm dating above me.
Hey guys, you saw it. Like, it's like you're so nice, politically correct. That,
I'm
like,
not being politically correct. What I'm telling you,
you were being honest. You were being in your truth. You was literally.
I said that an hour ago. That was
one
of the first things that I said.
But that's the thing. Like, you said that, but then you tried to fill it with a bunch of like, but at the same time, like...
No, I said it pretty much exactly. I said, why would I want to be with somebody who does not have either as much going on or as much desire to succeed as I do?
But the thing is, you said that you go for people who has more.
No, I didn't.
You literally just said that. I said repeat yourself, and you said...
I said
you
I'm
want somebody
looking
who has
for somebody...
more going on.
I said I want someone who has, like, things going on and has a desire to have more, just like I do. I could have told
you said more than me at first, but we can rewind it and shit. Yeah.
Can we do that right now?
No, unfortunately we can't. It's live. But
I don't need someone who has more than me. I need someone who's on the same level as me.
Okay.
And I would say that extends to a certain point.
Wait, if you grow, like say you're making $50K one year and then $100K next year, does he have to grow with you as well?
I think, first of all, doubling my salary in 1 year is like
That's
kind
good.
of a special thing.
That's good. What you gonna do with him?
I think that it's about like
the
long term. You can get a big promotion and make like double as much money as you're making.
But I'm asking you.
That's not realistic.
Answer the question.
You're talking.
Answer the question.
No, because you're saying,
no, this is a great situation.
If I'm making $50K and then $100K the next year, what I say
your
with a man?
fucking boss is fucking with you. Y'all made partner or some shit.
Yeah.
Now, would you expect him to start making as much money as you now, or is it okay what he's doing now?
I would say it's, and big asterisk, it's okay because how many people do you know whose salaries double year over year?
Right,
That's not something that happens.
Well, unfortunately, it just doubled. Unfortunately, just doubled. Whatever situation, how it doubled.
I think
Microsoft buys y'all out or some shit, and they raise your fucking your fucking
I think realistically, I'd be like, that's insane.
That's insane.
That doesn't happen to anyone.
Wow, sweetheart.
Why would I expect somebody?
Sweetheart, now I'm making $100K.
Why would I expect him to also make?
I'm asking
double what he's making.
I'm asking you.
No.
Would you expect him to start making more money, or are you okay with his position right there? Even like a year from now, if he like just make like now he's only making like $5,000 now, extra $5,000 a year after 5 years.
I would
type shit.
be okay with that because that's normal. You're talking about like an extraordinary situation happening.
I'm just
obviously if like something crazy happens and like my life just gets like skyrocketed, I'm not in a relationship
You're
with somebody.
You're going to bring him up with you?
Yeah. Because why would I be in a relationship with somebody who I would not want to be with if they weren't making like a crazy amount of money?
Well,
that's how I feel.
The leading divorce is because of money.
Well, that's what happens when you're financially unstable.
I mean,
and
financially unstable is unfortunately like middle class to like the thing is it's middle class people who are getting married and middle class people who are overwhelmingly getting divorced.
Yeah, a lot
and so
of
if it's money,
get divorced.
If it's money,
and you're saying money, and what I think you're saying is like
financial reasons,
the ability to like
they put
support
on the
your
thing
household
is financial
and like stay on top of your bills and stuff. There's a difference between that and like, oh, I just make a shit ton of money now, and my husband doesn't make as much as me, so I'm gonna divorce him. That's very different.
That's what happens. The woman will get a raise from their job now, and then they'll leave their husband.
Well, I think that that's like not good. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I've said this from the beginning.
Yeah, it's not good. But like,
a relationship is made up of.
And that's why that's why guys
trust
to focus on themselves and focus on growing. put your boundaries up and put what you want in your relationship up, because a lot of guys are putting them down and ended up and fuck up like that.
I think I agree with you, and I think women should do the same.
Do you have any questions before we start closing out? Any point of contentions? Anything you want to get answered? Any places I left you in the dark?
No, I think we had a great conversation.
Yeah.
I think we didn't agree on most things.
Yeah.
And I think we have different perspectives on what a relationship should look like. And maybe I'm like very optimistic about like how things can be. And you have like more of like a realist view. But, you know, we talked.
Yeah, I think it was a great conversation. You know, we agreed on a good amount and disagreed on a lot. But
We did disagree.
yeah, we disagreed on a lot. All in all, though, like all I'm what this podcast is for is to make guys more aware of the female nature.
I hate it when you say that.
I bet you do, because women hate when female nature is exposed
No,
or put it
'cause
to the front
first
line
of all, you're
because
saying
it's uncomfortable.
No, because you have this frame.
Women nature, same thing.
You have a frame on this where it's like, women are like this, and this is what you have to watch out for, rather than like educating people on how to improve themselves, whether they're a woman or, and maybe this is for
You
like
want to know
your
the
male
unfortunate thing?
listeners.
Women, I can tell a woman what to do. They're not gonna listen.
And you
'Cause-
shouldn't be telling a woman what to do.
Exactly.
You should be having like an approach where you're like, this is what good relationships look
This is
like.
what I'm doing.
And this is what you should do. No, you're not.
What I'm saying is,
You're being
okay.
like,
You want to know what a good relationship is?
women be
What a lot of women won't
hoes,
take.
Women be shopping. That's like the vibe. This
What a
has,
lot of women won't
with you.
understand or take is the best relationship you're gonna get is with an average guy. But the thing is, not a lot of women, even the most average woman, would think, "Oh, I deserve a above average man." No, sweetheart, because when you get with an above average man, he's gonna do above average shit.
I agree.
And
You deserve to be in a relationship with someone that you're matched with. And a lot of people have
But
an
that's the thing, a
inflated
lot-
view of who they are.
Women,
Especially
women.
attractive women
yep.
who the only thing they have going for them is their attractiveness. If you don't have the personality and you don't have the ambition and you don't have the career to back up you as a person,
Guys don't
you
care about
should
your
not
careers.
expect to be in a relationship
Guys don't care about your
where you're
careers.
equal with someone.
Just as long as you,
And I don't agree with that. I think that there are a lot of guys who do care about careers.
if they do care about your career, you should be worried.
Why?
Because why would he care about your career if he's taking care of you?
Because not every woman wants a man who's only taking care of them.
But if he knows that
I don't
regardless
need
of
like
what you think,
a babysitter or a dad.
but
I
that's the
need
thing,
a partner.
regardless of what you think, he instinctively has to take care of you, love you, protect you. If a motherfucker broke into the house, all right, you want like this 50-50 shit? Let's role play. Let's role play a little bit.
All right. Go
Say we
ahead.
laying in the bed, right? You know,
Sure.
we sleeping, long night. We hear somebody break into the door, right?
Absolutely.
I'll look you dead in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired right now. Can you go get that? Can you fight the shooters off this time with 50-50?
I would be so excited. I'd be like, knife out of the kitchen. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Stop the cap.
I'm not even
Oh my God, bro. You think Taekwondo is going to stop intruders?
No, but what is like some guy gonna do? No, because do you have a gun? Do you have a knife? Do you have like something? Because when it comes to somebody breaking and entering into your house, they usually have a gun or something.
Mm-hmm. So you're going
The
to
guy
Taekwondo
who
him?
just got no, not necessarily.
Like, what you
I'm
gonna
saying
do?
I can take care of myself, and I would expect somebody who can take care of themselves too. If you're like, I'm tired.
Fucking dead. So
No,
I look at you,
no,
said I'm
no,
tired.
because-
You run it. You finna put your black belt on and run down there and start fighting.
I'm gonna do something sensible and like grab something and hit them over the fucking
Okay,
head.
regardless, you're gonna go down there.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna be upstairs scared and call the cops.
No, but like if you were the guy and you're like ready to like
what would
protect
I do
your
personally?
yeah, what would you do?
Oh, I'm taking care of that situation every time.
like what? What are you gonna do?
I'm fighting the motherfucker off. The thing is,
You're gonna like
you know,
punch and
you,
kick
the
and
uncomfortable
fight.
thing that men always have to acknowledge and know. When you remember that? Oh, well, you probably don't remember when that shooting happened in that movie theater, for Batman movie theater.
I do remember.
Most of the men died because they jumped over their girls. They know there's always an unwritten rule that you are responsible for her. If there's somebody coming in shooting, anything happening, you have to die for her.
Okay.
That's just the reality. That's how you know when a man actually cares about you.
Well, here's my
So
thought.
the fact that you 50-50, okay, sweetheart, go down there. You
Well,
finna go down
'cause
there.
if somebody, and
Get your
this
ass
comes
beat.
back to that idea of a partnership. Like, if I'm in bed and someone breaks into my house, both of us are getting up and we're fixing the
No,
problem.
I'm tired.
If-
It's your turn.
if-
I got the last one.
Did you get the last one?
Yeah, I got the last intruder.
Then I got the next one.
So you got this one.
Yeah.
And then what? You're
If
still
gonna,
that's what's
and you're
going
still gonna
on-
sleep with me right after that.
I'm going back to fucking. If someone breaks into my house in the middle
Yeah,
of the
sure.
night,
You're gonna. I'm
I'm
talking
going
about like
back to bed
even the
after
day after that.
that.
We're still gonna be smashing. We're still gonna be good. We're still gonna be. You're still gonna love me the same.
if you got the last one, that's what 50-50 means. Do your sound. I
Stop
don't
the
care.
cap.
Because if what you're saying is you have it sometimes, I have it the other time, and that's not what you're saying. I realize that. You're saying, like, if you're a man, you should be taking care of your girl all the time. If you're physically stronger, more capable of dealing with it, have, like,
If it was a
if you're
baking
more
contest, you got
prepared
that.
to, don't say that. If you're more prepared to deal with an issue, you should be the person dealing with it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in a situation, like I'm not married right now. I don't sleep with someone in my bed. If someone broke into my apartment, I would be the person dealing with that because I'm the only person there.
Well,
so I should
father or-
expect that I am going to be responsible for whatever happens. And if I can't handle that, I should not be putting myself in a situation, or I shouldn't be in a situation where I can't handle what I'm getting into. And I understand that someone breaking into your house isn't something you can like plan for or handle, but you have to be prepared to deal with things on your own when you live on your own. And I'm not going to stop being able to do my own shit.
With this nigga, so you're okay with fighting it. You're okay with fighting the intruder off.
If I have to fight half the battles, he's going to fight the other half. That's what I'm saying.
This is a new world, guys, and
Don't act like, oh my gosh, women these days, blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying
no,
is...
it's men. No, don't get me wrong. Y'all act the way y'all act because men don't know their self-worth
I'm-
and men are pussies these days.
And what I'm not saying is I'm going to fight all the battles. I'm saying
You're gonna
if
fight
we're
your
50-50,
portion.
we're going to work together. And if he can handle it better, I'm going to let him handle it better. If
Damn.
I'm more capable of dealing with something, then I'm going to be the one who does it.
You'll get along with a guy named XQC. He's he literally went on this thing with Andrew Tate and was talking about how he'll willingly send his girl downstairs to fight the intruder off while
If
he
she can
sits
do it
upstairs
better
and
than
hides.
him,
That's
then
crazy.
she might as well.
That's
Because, like,
That's
if
crazy.
you can't handle it, somebody else can.
guys.
And as a woman, why would you be with somebody who does not have it together? Just like I have to be able to handle my shit, the guy
Would
that
you
I'm with
advise
should be
women
able
to get
handle
with a
my
guy
shit.
who's gonna take care of that problem, or would you advise women to get with a guy and do 50-50? You fight some of the battles, he fights some of the battles. If you would advise a woman, what would you tell them?
I think I would advise women to be the person who can fight your own battles. And never, ever, ever get with somebody who can't fight his own. Whether or not he becomes the person who, like, can deal with all the problems and, like, fight all the people off and, like, get rid of all the scary home intruders. Or whether it's you working together. Those are both preferable than somebody who can't. And just like I'm not going to be the person who can't deal with my own problems, I'm not going to invite someone into my life who can't deal with their own problems. And I don't think that's like ridiculous advice to give. I never want to be helpless.
All right, guys. Well, ladies, if y'all take some advice from there, please don't take that
hope-
shit. Do
I
not
hope
write it
they
down.
do.
Tear that paper up if y'all
I
took
hope
it.
they write it down
Y'all
so
are gonna
many
get y'all
times
asses
and they
beat
memorize it
up.
and they think about it.
You're gonna get these women beat up, and when y'all gonna get them with a bunch of niggas who are soft as fuck.
I want every
are-
single woman to be able to handle themselves. And if you can't, like, don't have like an ego about it. If you need help, get help.
Get a man.
A lot of the times you don't need help, and a lot of people are made to feel helpless. Get a gun. Get some like personal protection if you live alone. You don't need a guy who can like punch someone in the face if you can deal with your own problems. And a lot of women can deal with their own problems.
Yeah.
You can make your little like stupid soundboard sounds all you want.
Do you not like my soundboard sound?
No, I feel like they make it sound like I'm watching a World Star video.
It brings comedic effect. The viewers like it actually.
I feel like we're having having like a very serious conversation.
No, I thought it was pretty funny. The last ending when you were talking about women should fight, I think that's crazy. That's actually pretty funny. That's.
I'm
crazy.
not saying women should like get into fights.
No,
I'm
but
saying
what
you
I'm
should be
saying
able
is
to handle yourself.
They should not expect a 50-50. That's
I'm not saying that like just because you're in a relationship, you should like only do half the work. I'm saying you like before you're in a relationship should be able to handle yourself.
Okay. Sure.
And
If
like
you're- yeah,
obviously,
course.
I would argue that most men are bigger and stronger than most of the women they're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
So if it makes sense that like someone breaks into your house, your man is gonna go do it. And also, if like someone breaks into your house and so like either partner is like, I don't want to deal with this, it's like that's not good, right? The person who's more equipped to deal with the problem.
if the woman says that, that's nothing new. Like y'all are scared. Y'all, of course, y'all don't
I
wanna
don't
deal
think
with
a
that.
woman should say that. Why would you? That's your, and it should be your house just as much as it is his. So you should have a stake and you should be like willing to put in the work to fight for what's yours. That's what I'm saying.
Any closing final thoughts you want to give to the ladies or gentlemen who's watching? Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, watch more gay porn.
You watch more gay porn, or are you
No,
telling
like
the guys
the
to watch
people-
more gay porn?
Everyone should watch more gay porn. Watch this video.
What?
Everybody should like say more gay stuff during sex. That's what I think.
Oh, you funny as fuck. Gee, hell no, bro. I really hope he didn't say that shit, man. Because he said that shit. That shit is just sad, bro. Just
Bruh.
I think it's funny.
that. If he said that shit, that's fucking hilarious. Cause give me that dick. Give me that. Well, I don't know why the fuck he would say that shit.
It's like role playing, you know?
Bro. Oh,
People
hell
should
nah.
do that more.
All right, guys. I hope y'all fucking enjoyed the podcast, man. It's Ty and I was just finna say that, but you cut Maya, and we're finna sign off, man. I really hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Like the video, fucking comment, subscribe, share it to your friends and shit. Share it to your little emotional friends who think that it's okay to cry to your girl.
Follow me on Instagram.
Follow her on Instagram.
Don't DM me.
Y'all gonna DM her. Y'all know.
Don't do it.
But yeah, follow her on Instagram. Stay tuned to the future podcasts and stuff. You know, did you have a good time? You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I thought this was amazing. It's really hot in here though.
Yeah.
But we look good. Like, look at that lighting.
Because the air conditioners, it gets really noisy and shit, and you can hear it in the mic and shit. But I'm glad you had a good time. And
Yeah, this was cool.
I'm sure you guys had a good time. Really good conversation. We didn't agree on a lot, but we found
Did you have a good time?
Slight middle ground. We had a good time. It was a good conversation. And I'll be happy to have you again, you know, when I have some more girls here. And yeah, so you can see some of how the females, because I think you don't be
I'm
around a lot of
interested
ladies.
in-
Where are you from? Are you from Chicago?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Right. That's
which
right.
probably says a lot about my outlook.
Yes.
I think I
Oregon
need
is
to meet some more
shit.
Chicago girls.
Oregon is shit.
I think all the girls in Portland, Oregon know what they're about. That's not
Portland,
true,
Oregon.
actually. I don't think
Portland,
that.
Oregon. Isn't that the place where they had that like autonomous zone and shit?
What?
Oh, that was San Francisco.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But I know Oregon
have a lot of
it's like it's
wildfires.
hella left. It's just crazy. It's
We're very liberal, and
very
we
liberal
all
over there.
peg our boyfriends.
Yeah. It's very soft over there, so I'm not surprised. Like y'all want that equal 50-50 shit over there. I'm not surprised.
You know
But,
what? They just teach the women over there to be like
Be men.
people who can deal
Men.
with their own shit.
Men.
If
They
that's
don't
what
teach
you want
women
to
be
say,
women. They
do I
teach
look like a
women to be
man?
men. You
Do I
don't
act
look like
like
a
a
man,
man?
but you act like a
Well,
bro.
I'll take it.
But like it's not like to
Sounds
knock you.
like
Like you're
it's better
cool.
to be
you're a cool
one.
person. Don't get me wrong. Like all
try.
the stuff I say, I put you guys in this light not to say that you guys are bad people or I hate women. I love women. I love hoes. I love it all. You know, if there was no hoes, how could we all be getting laid? The thing is, it's just the reality of the situation.
I know
you
a lot of strippers. I
Oh,
think
for
hoes
real?
are beautiful.
Hey, get some of the strippers on the podcast and
Absolutely not.
yeah. Get them get them. Let me get in contact with them. But
No.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And this is Ghetto Podcast, man. We finna sign out, man. Peace.